Hey everybody, I just about made it in time. It was so close. Oh, sorry about that little delay there. Yeah, I had to run down the hall and take care of some business and I didn't make it back in time. Well, let's start this off in our usual way. We can't start this without the mens rea.
What do you got?
I think I can prove to a judge that both of these men had the mens rea.
What the hell is a mens rea?
It's a legal term the lawyers use. It just means the intention to commit a crime.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Mens rea?
Put the cuffs on him.
How could we have gotten mens rea? We take blood? Can you do it without taking blood? We both use condoms. How is this possible? I want to see a doctor. Can I have an independent blood test?
Money!
I feel sick.
What are you doing?
Mens rea! Oh! Oh! My God! No!
Hey, there we are. Now the universe is back to where it should be. We're gonna have we'll have some at least a guest and possibly some guests as the time goes by here. I'm looking at doing the afternoon session for day 2 of this trial. This is the Travis Rudolph trial. We're right now about 2 days behind. We're gonna do our best to catch up before the verdict comes in. So we're gonna get through day 2 today. And then what's gonna happen on Wednesday, we'll be doing a brief roundup of 10 cases that are currently outstanding. Some of the names: Courtney Clenny, Taylor Shabiznes, Sarah Boone, Zachariah Anderson, Bradley Yon, the eye drop murder case, Leilani Simon. We're going to be doing all these outstanding cases. Where are they now? What's the next step? And what's the timelines looking about? And then we're going to go back and we're going to do this trial for several hours. So hopefully we'll be able to get through most of day 3 tomorrow. Live right now is day 4. So we're about 2 days behind. We're going to be watching it at least 1.25 speed, trying to catch up. What movie is the intro? That's a movie. It's a See No Evil, Hear No Evil, I believe is Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Hear No Evil, I believe is what the name of the movie is called. And what is the intro music? I don't know. It's random free stuff. That's what it is. Yeah, so this trial, if you haven't been watching it, I don't know how to explain this. Guy gets in a fight with his ex-girlfriend. Allegedly, it was physical. She tells her brother that she was assaulted by her boyfriend and to go shoot his shit up, quote unquote. To which he responds, he's a walking dead man. He and a bunch of friends show up at midnight to the guy's house. They start pounding on the door. There's apparently a physical alteration involved with the defendant, and somehow, some way, the defendant ends up shooting 39 rounds at the brother's car and the people in it, killing one, injuring another. And the prosecution is saying it's just first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. The defense is saying it's self-defense. He was forced to do that. He didn't shoot until he had a weapon pointed at him. And now it's up to us to figure out what's going on. The first 3 witnesses, 2 of the 3 were horrific. Whether they're telling the truth or not, we don't know. We still have to see what the prosecution comes up with during the prosecution's case in chief. The first witness was the girlfriend's brother. He didn't know anything. He doesn't know how the friends showed up at his house. He doesn't know. He bought a weapon, apparently. He bought a handgun and sold it the next day because he didn't like it, didn't want to use it anymore. Nobody buys a weapon before they test it out, just to see what it's like. But anyway, he doesn't know why he sold it. He doesn't know why he liked it. He has a concealed carry permit, but he doesn't know when he carries it. He doesn't remember why he carries it. He doesn't remember how often he carries it. He doesn't remember how they got to the house. He doesn't remember anything other than those specific things that the prosecution wants him to remember. The sister, the girlfriend of the defendant, she was a hot mess. Fighting with the judge, fighting with the prosecutor, not helping her own case. And she's really fighting with the defense lawyer. I mean, she was not helping her case with the prosecution, especially on redirect, but she was really into it with the defense lawyer. Disrespectful, combative. And again, if she's telling the truth, her testimony was hurting her position quite badly. The other witness was a fireman who basically said, yeah, we got there. There was one guy had 3 holes in him and he survived. That was kind of him. He couldn't really couldn't really do anything wrong with that. The fireman witness was great, but he doesn't know how it happened. He doesn't know who did it. He just knows there was a guy with 3 holes in him. So what we're going to be doing today, apparently, I guess we're going to be looking at one of the other kids that was in the car. And by kids, I mean, they were all like 20, 21, 22, 23, somewhere around there. They're kids to me, dadgummit. But that's going to be the one witness we're looking at in the afternoon. Should be about, it's 4 hours. Take away, you watch at a 1.25 speed, take out the brakes. Hopefully we'll be able to do this in 2.5, 3 hours. And tomorrow we'll do day 3. And we'll just keep pressing along, trying to catch up to the trial. Glad to have you all here as we get into this. Once we started, I'll fire up the grill and send out the invitations to the people that said I would send invitations out to. And we'll take it from there. We've currently got 343 of you here as we're kicking this off. If you didn't see the first 2 days, the opening statements, and then the first part of day 2, you'll be able to catch up. We're not that far into it. Just strap yourself in because it's gonna get bumpy. And again, for those of you that have seen this, no spoilers, please. I haven't seen this. I've seen none of this. I'm just I know exactly what they've shown in court. So don't tell us what the future witnesses are going to do or what it's going to be like. If you've seen it, just bear with us. Let us unfold this trial together. And with that, I guess I better actually bring up the trial. Give me a quick second. I just finished my last stream with Rob from Law and Lumber. 2 hours from there. So I'm setting up this one on the fly. All right. No, that's today's. We don't want today's. We want yesterday's. Bear with me, please, or please, as they say here in Korea. Day 2. Where are we? Are you day 2? That is day 1. Sorry. Should have done this before, but I didn't have time. All right, there we go. This is day 2, and we did up to the lunch break. The sister is off the stand, and they are bringing on the next witness. All right, we are queued up and ready to go, people. So let me bring this up. We have Doggo Cam hopefully locked and loaded. If we get to the secret magic release, the Hounds super chat number, we do our bonus dog release cam. But in the meantime, here we go. This is what we're looking at today. Day 2, afternoon, 4th witness. This is the 4th witness. All right. Let me start this and then I'll send out invites. Before we do that, let's check here. Do we have anything to get through? Rain Man YYC, new member. Welcome to the Clean and Sober crew. Glad to have you aboard. Thank you so much. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, where'd my window go? All right, here we go. Let's see. Coming back from lunch. That's the defendant. Waiting for the jury.
Him in first. Thank you. Okay. All right. Fine.
All right. This is the second witness. Okay. I mean, the not the second witness, the second person that was involved in the shooting. I don't know how the audio is going to be. It was kind of trashed for most of the previous streams, but I think they've got it under control. We'll just have to see how it all balances out here in a minute. And I will open my notes. You look serious.
Stay seated, folks.
Somebody say something. Okay, the judge's microphone works well. Wait, did he shake his head? I'm sorry. It just registered to me. We'll use this as a good way to fast forward here, but did he shake his head when he took the stand? I'm sorry. Hang on. I don't know why it took so long to process that. Let me see if I just saw something wrong. Looks like Chris Tucker. Nice. He did. He's shaking his head. He's shaking his head and scowling. Wow. He literally hasn't said a word, and he's already copying an attitude. All right. Here comes the jury. I swear I'm in. All right.
Okay, when you're comfortable, will you please say and spell both your first and last name for the record, sir?
My name is Christopher Lowe, ChristopherLowe.
Okay, Christopher Lowe.
Lowe.
Yes, sir.
Lowe. That's it. Okay, got it. Thank you. All right, you may inquire, Ms. Edwards.
All right, while they're doing this, this is just a balance check. Let me know how the balance sounds.
I am
with the
23
microphone,
years old.
and we'll see how it goes.
So back when this is 21.
That's correct.
And can you tell me how you know someone by the name of
Keyshawn Jones. Me and Keyshawn went to the same middle school and high school. We met in 8th grade. We became great friends in the 9th grade, and we've been great friends since then.
And how close are you to Mr. Jones?
I would say my relationship with Keyshawn, we're brotherly like. I stay with his mom, he stays with me. We're literally brothers.
When you say stay, you mean
Not literally brothers.
Well, when we're younger, but now we're actually roommates and we lived in the same houses. And he's my brother from a different mother.
That's not that brother from a different mother is not a legal
Yes, I
term,
do.
by the way. That means they're friends.
I didn't really get to meet her. I don't really talk to her as much. Whenever me and Keyshawn would talk most, it would be like playing the game or something like that. But I didn't really meet her until I was like 20 years old type.
So for your relationship with Dominique, that would have been then later. Close
Yes, that's
to
him
the
breathing
time
into
when
the
this
mic.
happened.
Exactly, yes.
And would you say that you thought of her in friendly terms?
Of course, yeah. We've had nothing but good encounters. There's nothing I can say wrong about her.
What about someone by the name of Tyler Robinson? How do you know that person?
Me and Tyler, we grew up together, went to the same elementary school.
Tyler is the one that was shot 3 times and
we had a class.
survived.
And would you also describe your relationship with Mr. Robinson as very close, sort of like Sean Jones?
Exactly, yes. We were all brothers.
All right, now I want to talk to you about an individual by the name of Sebastian.
Sebastian is the one that was shot and didn't survive.
We all went to the same high school. We were all cool. We all hanged around the same friends. We're all in the same group, so basically just high school.
And back in April, when this incident happened in 2021, working in school, tell us a little bit about what you were doing.
Actually, about that time, I think it was like the unemployment time, and I would just work out and do deliveries on like DoorDash, and like.
What about now?
Now I work in a restaurant.
I want to bring your attention to the day, April 6, 2021, when this all started. Do you recall whether or not anyone reached out about something happening to Dominique Jones?
Yeah, so I would say around 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night, I received a phone call from Tyler saying that Travis Rudolph put his hands on Keyshawn's sister.
And did you have an immediate reaction to that, or what happened?
Well, at first I was confused, but since I thought he was joking, but not like. Anyway, I thought I wouldn't know what was happening, but I was just thinking about her recovering from her surgery that she had, and it was just wrong for me to hear somebody putting their hands on her.
So when you say you were confused, were you acquainted with Mr. Rudolph, Travis?
No, I never met him, never seen him, nothing.
Did you know that Dominique even had a boyfriend?
I've heard of him, but never knew nothing about him.
You had no personal interaction with Mr. Rudolph.
No.
You mentioned that you knew that she had surgery.
All right, this is exactly what happened during the first day.
Yes.
The prosecution can't find the microphone, and all of the witnesses are playing Darth
Did you
Vader.
at some point meet up with Mr. Robinson on the night of April 6th of 2021?
Yes. So once I heard the phone call, once I got the phone call from Ty, I took a shower, and then I just went to his house.
When you say Ty, I assume you're talking about Tyler Robinson.
Yes, correct, Tyler.
And when you got to Mr. Robinson's residence, do you know whether or not anyone else was present, any of your friends?
It was Tyler, his brother, and his brother's friend.
Okay, we're just going to pause this real quick here. Once again, we're not going to pause this. We're going to bump it up to 1.25 speed. If they get too slow, we'll try 1.5. But I want to move through this as quickly as possible, so we won't pause it a lot. We'll just kind of talk over the pauses and some of the other testimony that might get a bit dull and slow. But in the meantime, we want to bring our first guest on, future law student Chandler Remington.
Well, hello. Good morning,
Howdy,
everybody.
Chandler.
Hi. Good morning, Jeff. How are you? Or good evening,
Wonderful.
rather.
It's morning. It's after midnight here. So there we go. It's Chandler Remington. She's going to be joining us. We may have one or two other people joining us as the day progresses, but make sure you go over to Chandler Remington's channel right down there at Remy, REMY_legal. Subscribe to her, get her numbers up. And hey, waifu Kron, Jess is in the chat.
Jess is in the chat. Hey, Jess.
MG Law is here. Everybody's here. Esprit Fleck, everybody's here. Goosebump, Digger 420, Xcomer, everybody. We currently have 447 concurrent viewers and
Awesome.
240 likes. Half of you haven't done your job. Get over there. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Please subscribe to the channel. This is what we do. And Chandler, that's what she's going to be doing. And make sure you like this video. Hit the likes. Once we get around 600 likes, that's the number it seems YouTube really likes to get the algorithms triggered to get people over here to let us know that you like something that's going on. And just as an added incentive and a weird little quirky thing that we always do, hit the like and subscribe poll. Give us your answer. Our choices today are: I liked and subscribed because I'm guilty of loving this channel. It would be murderous not to. It's not law and crime. And the Legal Vices chat is the best chat.
Oh, I know
Choose
which
one of those
I'm
answers.
choosing. I like the last one the best.
Well, choose whichever choice you're going to choose. Make sure you hit that like button. And again, I would deeply appreciate it if you haven't already subscribed. If you have, please do so. People watching on replay, make sure you like and comment as well. People, when we're done, go back and comment. YouTube likes the post live stream interaction. They like that as well. I don't do that as much. I don't talk about sending comments as much as I should. So please like, subscribe, comment, do all the YouTube-y stuff. Let's jump right back into this. Don't want to
Bump up the algorithm, people.
Yeah, feed the algorithm. Feed it.
You
feed
know
it.
you want to.
All right. Let's right back into it with Mr. Sterny face here.
Oh, this guy looks
So
serious.
Mr. Robinson, Tyler hit Tyler's brother.
Yep.
And then whom else?
His brother had a friend over. I'm not sure.
Some other gentleman.
Exactly.
And was Keyshawn there yet?
No.
What about Sebastian?
No, he was not.
While you were at Mr. Robinson's residence, was there a discussion about a plan as to what you all would do, if anything, about what you had heard regarding Miss Jones?
No.
And what was discussed? Without going into grave details, just general topic.
Honestly, we were just sitting on the couch, playing the game, listening to music while we waited for Keyshawn and Sebastian.
How would you characterize how you were feeling at that point?
I wasn't thinking about the situation as much in that time. I was just hanging out, waiting for Keyshawn and Tyler, but just still like destroyed by the news.
Right. At some point, did Keyshawn Jones arrive?
Yeah, Keyshawn arrived.
Destroyed by the
And
news.
When Keyshawn
What
arrived,
news?
can you tell us whether or not
The
there
news
was any
that Keyshawn's sister had been manhandled.
So yeah, me and Keyshawn, we kind of were thinking about what we're gonna do. I know Keyshawn said, I don't want to bring any weapons to this.
Sustained.
Yeah, sustained hearsay.
You may, if there's an applicable exception, I'll listen to it. Feel free to stand up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that didn't take long. Another sidebar so quickly into this. So he said he was trying to get out that they didn't want to have any weapons there, but that was hearsay. It's clearly hearsay, but apparently she thinks there's some exception to hearsay that's going to allow them to get it in. Catherine asks, illegal vices, he's the girlfriend's sister. Lol. Is that what I said? Whatever. He's the girlfriend's brother's friend.
So, Mr. Lowe, do you know whether or not Keyshawn Jones has his firearm on his person?
I do not 100% know, but I know that we had a conversation where he said we are not going to. Okay, I don't know.
Without telling us what any other person said, did you see him produce a firearm?
No.
During your interaction that night?
No.
These
What
witnesses
about,
really struggle to answer the
Sebastian?
questions
No.
that are being
Did you
asked
use
of
the
them.
firearm
I've
at any
noticed.
point in your interaction that whole night?
No.
So you advised that there was some kind of discussion, and again, without going into what anybody said, did you at some point leave the residence?
Yes.
Whose vehicle did you take in order to leave the residence?
We took Keyshawn's mom's car.
So that's the black Cadillac?
Yes.
And was Keyshawn the driver or someone else?
Keyshawn was driving.
What about you? Where were you seated when you were headed over to Mr. Rudolph's residence?
I was sitting in the back left passenger seat.
So directly behind the driver?
That's correct.
Did you see Mr. Robinson with a firearm?
No, I did not.
At any point throughout the night of April 6th, 2021, going into the early morning hours of April 7th, 2021, same question I've been asking you about the others, did you see Mr. Robinson pull out a firearm at any point?
No, I did not.
Now, can you tell me what the plan was once you got to Mr. Rudolph's residence?
There wasn't a plan. We didn't really think about anything to
Well,
do
maybe that's the
in a certain
problem.
way. We just showed up, we parked, and we just knocked on the door.
Do you know why the decision was made not to park directly in front of the Rudolph residence?
I don't know. I wasn't driving, so I can't tell you.
Was there any discussions about that?
No, we was just playing music, and then we just ended up parking.
When you exited the vehicle, do you recall whether or not you put anything inside the trunk of the vehicle, the Cadillac?
No,
Where did you keep your cell phone if you have one?
I kept my phone in my pockets because I had zippers on the side, so I know it'd be safe.
You said you had zippered pockets.
Yeah, like Adidas pants that come with zippers on them.
You're wearing Adidas pants with zippers and the phone was inside the pocket.
Correct.
Did you have anything else in your pockets that you can recall?
Possibly keys, but I don't think so.
When you arrived at Mr. Rudolph's residence, were you familiar with his home or that particular neighborhood?
No, I've never been there.
When you got to the door of the residence, what happened?
I don't remember who knocked on the door first. I don't believe it was Keyshawn. It was either Sebastian or Tyler. But someone knocked on the door.
Oh, okay.
And I believe his brother came out first.
You said, I believe. Did you know the individual that came?
No, I don't. I didn't know him.
So some other male, to your knowledge, not the defendant.
Exactly.
And when the young man opened the door, how was his demeanor towards you all?
He wasn't completely aggressive. I think he kind of knew why we was there, but he wasn't. He was just kind of talking.
Okay, so seemed relatively normal.
Exactly.
What about, did anyone ask to speak specifically to Travis?
So yeah, we were just requesting Travis. We didn't really know who he was or who that was. Yeah, we just wanted to talk to Travis.
Okay. When you say we, I just want you to focus on what you know and what you said.
Okay, so I was not saying anything. I seen Tyler and Sebastian say, "Where is Travis?"
Okay. Did at some point the gentleman that they believe to be Travis exit the residence?
Yes, I think that was after his mom came out, but then yes, he did come out.
When Mr. Rudolph exited the residence, and of course now you know who Travis Rudolph is that correct?
Yes, I know that is.
So when Mr. Rudolph exited the residence, Can you tell me about his demeanor?
He came out with his shirt off, already mad, and he was already riled up.
Did you see any of the people that you were with or yourself approach him and attack him in any way, Mr. Rudolph?
No, we were really trying to have a conversation, but I feel like he came out on with a different type of energy and timing. Like,
God, I can't wait for Cross. This guy seems so
At
rehearsed.
some point after Mr. Rudolph exits the residence and you are all now interacting outside of the residence, can you tell me what took place? Was there any conversation that you recall between Mr. Rudolph and you all?
so there really wasn't much conversation. It was more of like just talking back, like arguing back and forth. But within a couple of seconds of into it, he just looked at all of us and then he body slammed Keyshawn.
What do you mean by body slam?
He charged at Keyshawn, he picked him off the floor, and he slammed him.
Are you talking about picking up off the floor, like all the way up, or describe for us so we understand?
I would say it was more like a scoop. He grabbed his legs and then kind of
A scoop.
take him down.
So sort of similar to a tackle.
Exactly.
Oh, because he's a football player.
When you
Sprinkles,
saw that,
waffle cone?
What, if anything, was your reaction?
Well, everybody, once he picked up Keyshawn, then I would say Tyler jumps in, his brother jumps in, then me and Sebastian, we all just jump into a fight.
So if we're understanding you correctly, at this point, it's essentially a brawl right there in the front.
Correct.
Okay. Do you see anyone at all with any kind of weapon at that point?
No, I do not.
This is direct, Rebecca.
Yes.
So then, does that mean it was a fist fight?
That's correct.
I feel like this wasn't what was shown on the video.
Mr. Lowe, why did you accompany Mr. Jones over to Mr. Rudolph's residence?
Keyshawn is like my brother. So and Keyshawn's sister, that's like my sister as well. So I would never leave Keyshawn by his side by himself. It's just that kind of relationship we have. And like I said, I just felt bad because his sister literally was recovering from surgery and she got slammed. So
From her BBL.
Right.
Brazilian butt lift surgery.
Did you bring any weapons with you?
They talk about her
No, I did
surgery
not.
like she had like a
So
like a
just
heart
your cell
surgery.
phone and the keys that you had?
It's a little
Correct.
ridiculous.
Mm.
She's like, I was vulnerable. I was recovering.
As the
from
fist fight is
surgery."
happening on the ground, describe what kind of fist fight. Is it the kind where blood is now being drawn, or describe it for us?
no, I mean, it was two people fighting one person. So I would say me and Sebastian was fighting his brother and Tyler and Keyshawn was fighting Travis, but it wasn't a bloody fight or people going home with black eyes. Like, it wasn't that bad.
Mm.
So this guy just volunteered to
As
jump
the,
in. He didn't know the guy.
Scuffle melee fight is happening outside. Do you see, or are you able to see where the mom is?
Yeah, the mom was standing right in the driveway with something on her phone. She just kept trying to show us something on the phone, which we couldn't really look at because we were fighting.
Did there ever come a point where there was a break or pause in the fighting?
Yeah, there was a pause where Travis was trying to go into his house to go get a gun, but Sebastian said, "Why are you going to get a gun if we're right here?" And he did not get the gun, so he just kept fighting.
So let's just make sure we understand this chronology, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So you said there was one instance where Mr. Rudolph attempted to enter the residence but did not actually go inside.
Exactly.
At any point during all of what you just described to us, from the point of knocking on the door to the point where we just ended with Mr. Rudolph not going into the house, do you recall whether or not there were any weapons at all outside, any knives, firearms, anything?
No, I don't recall any weapons.
All right. So I just want to make sure that I understand your answer. Did you see any weapons?
I did not see any weapons. No.
Because your response was, I do not recall any weapons. So I want to make sure.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not see any weapons.
So there were no weapons.
There was no weapons.
I think he was right when he said, I don't recall seeing. There's a difference between there being no weapons and not
fighting
seeing weapons.
continue, or did it fizzle at that point?
So yeah, after that pause, we began fighting again because he didn't decide to go into the house. He just, okay, I'm gonna keep fighting. So that's what he did. His mom is still there. His brother is still trying to fight. And then we had another pause, which was right at the front of his house by the sidewalk, like by his car or whatever. And we're looking at each other like, what are we doing? And then Travis then punches Tyler again to make us start fighting again.
So It sounds like fighting, pause, fighting again.
Exactly.
When Tyler is punched by Mr. Rudolph, that's Travis, not the brother. Is that correct?
Travis, yes.
What happens from there? You said new fighting, but physically what's happening?
So we're fighting. We're just continuing to fight. It was more like a one-on-one for a quick second with Tyler and Travis, and then me and Keyshawn were kind of looking at each other like this is getting out of hand. Like we got to kind of get everybody together to go. So
Not yet.
that's when we try to make our like effort to leave.
What kind of efforts were you making?
Basically, just trying to rally everybody together, and then Keyshawn was trying to go to the car to get it started.
So the car in question was parked, I think we discussed this already, away from the Rudolph residence, correct?
Exactly. Oh, exactly. Yes.
Okay. So did you actually leave the area of the Rudolph residence?
Yes, I left the area and I went down to where the car was parked.
You went down the streets.
Exactly.
What about Keyshawn?
Keyshawn also left with me.
Were you closer to Keyshawn than you were to Tyler and Sebastian?
Yes.
Did you notice the brother and where he was in relation to either you and Keyshawn or Tyler and Sebastian?
Yes. So when me and Keyshawn left, and we kind of left Sebastian and Tyler, so I noticed that, and I turned around to see that Sebastian was still fighting his brother by himself, while Keyshawn was still starting the car up. I left the car, went back to there, and then helped Sebastian in his situation.
So let me see if I understand this correctly. Where is that fight happening between Sebastian and the brother?
It's outside of his house, but not directly in front of it. It's in the street to the left.
Well, this is only the fourth witness. We don't know what evidence they're going to be putting on. So we'll just have to wait and see if there's direct evidence.
To be fair, testimony is evidence. But, the uncertain nature of testimony might be less convincing to some than hard.
So I'm going to be handing you this larger map. It states 1B. And I want you to take a look at it and let me know whether or not you are now familiar with this area where the incident happened, such that you could identify the residence where Mr. Rudolph lived at the time.
I could identify her.
All right. If I could have the witness step down and be able to publish for purposes of aiding in his testimony.
Yes, you may, and I suggest using the wooden pointer. Thank you.
That's here as well, Judge. Thank you.
I'm sorry I missed all of Dominique. That was a trip.
Let's just make sure everyone can see.
All right, make sure, there you go. Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Lowe, can you identify for us with the pointer whereabouts Mr. Rudolph's residence was?
Lives right here.
Okay. So when you're talking about that fight happening between Mr. Rudolph's brother, Daryl, and Sebastian, whereabouts is that fight taking place?
I would say this is happening somewhere around this area. I just remember this tree casting a shadow on the street, and they were fighting inside the shadow of the tree. So it had to be somewhere right here.
That's very
So
specific.
where you're pointing now on the map, it looks like the Rudolph's property has not ended.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, so this fight is still taking place on the Rudolph residence, but not obviously in the front yard.
Well, Jim, that's what cross is for.
I would say that, yes.
To
So it
unravel
looks like the side of the property.
the preparation.
And as that fight is happening between Sebastian and Mr. Rudolph's brother, Daryl, can you tell me whether or not that's also the location you returned to in order to assist Sebastian?
Yeah, I came back from here and I ran back to around here.
Okay.
Oh my
And when
God,
you
why
went up
can't
there,
anybody
what
use a
kind of
microphone
assistance did you
correctly?
provide?
Basically, it was just me and Sebastian kind of jumping his brother.
Because
And
it's court,
explain to the members of the jury what jumping
and because
means.
it's being
Well,
broadcast,
it's two
and
people
we're
fighting one person,
deciding
I
to
guess,
stream
yeah.
it.
Okay. So is that a fist fight or is that firearms, weapons?
It was just a fist fight. I didn't have no weapons.
Okay. What about Sebastian? Did you see him with any weapons with the brother at that point or any other point?
I've never seen it.
Okay. So what happened with the fight between the brother, you now, and Sebastian?
What happened with? Sorry, could you repeat your question?
Yes. What happened? How did the fight end, if it did?
So I basically just created enough space and time for me and Sebastian to both get away, and then we met up with Keyshawn back at the car.
Now, did you see Mr. Rudolph enter the home?
Me personally, no, I did not.
And why was that? Where were you?
I was already back at the car trying to leave.
Okay. So by the time, as far as you know, Mr. Rudolph exits his residence, you're already whereabouts on the map?
I would say we were right before this turn. The car was parked right here.
Okay. So much closer to your car.
Exactly.
Okay. Did you actually get in the car before any shots were fired by Mr. Rudolph?
Yes, but I didn't have, it was probably a split second after.
All right. If you could return to the witness stand. Thank you.
You can just leave this pointer right there on the desk. Thank you.
All right. I am also going to be utilizing that ring video. If you could have a moment to set that up, Judge.
Sure.
All right. We can fast forward through the setting up of the ring camera. Of course, I forgot we're doing it advanced speed, so we're a bit dodgy on the fast forwarding here.
You've been streaming this like nonstop, like a marathon for
States
the
Exhibit
past
what?
24 hours practically. I'm so impressed.
32. All right.
I haven't seen any of this, so I'm as caught up as you are. That said, I did watch everything up
Yes.
until this point. So.
Pants.
Yeah, I was wearing I don't remember what shirt, but I know I was wearing pants.
And you know you were wearing
Smokey was
something
wearing
covering
pants.
the top of you.
Yeah, I never took my shirt off.
I do blame Flex, but I love Flex.
Back then, was your hairstyle differently?
Yeah, I just cut my hair.
And how was it styled then? Did you have?
I'm gonna try
short cut like
1.5
this, or
speed.
dreads or anything else? Or
Yeah, I
Crazy.
had dreads.
so that's a locking type style.
Yeah, I had long dreads.
And how long were they about that time?
Oh, they weren't that long actually. At that time, it was 2 years ago. They were probably like down to my forehead, so not too long.
So enough that they would be like sort of halfway down your face, but not enough to come to your shoulders.
Exactly.
Dreads down his forehead? Really?
Well, let me know if you guys in chat think this is too fast. If you think it's too fast, we'll slow it back down to 1.25. Give me like a 1 if you like 1.5. Give me a 2 if you want me to slow it down back to 1.25. 1 for 1.5, 2 for a 1.25. Informal.
Own a wall. Why do we care? I think there was some comment about somebody with dreadlocks at some point, although I don't know exactly how it pertains to the evidence. I didn't clarify that at all.
Mr. Lowe, do you see yourself in this screenshot here where it's paused?
Yeah, I do.
Wish we
And
see
could you
that head
identify which
on.
individual is you?
The person in the back with the t-shirt.
Okay, so that's you, the last person sort of making its way up that walkway.
Yes.
And there's a bulge there in your right pocket. Do you know what that item is?
The item would be my cell phone.
Okay, are you sure?
I'm
Or are you
100%
just
positive.
happy to see me?
And do you recognize any of the other individuals that are visible now?
I only see Keyshawn, so
Okay, so Keyshawn, is that the person in the forefront?
with the hoodie on.
So Keyshawn had his hoodie up?
Yes.
Okay, if you could keep playing.
I feel like phones don't really bulge. They kind of lay flat.
Who's
unless
the gentleman
they
with
have,
the
like, a
longer
bulky shape.
braids behind Keyshawn, sort of in front of you right now?
That's Sebastian.
Okay, and where is Tyler?
Tyler's on the right side with his shirt off.
Okay, so that's the gentleman with his shirt off.
Yes.
Okay, and I see you shaking your head. What's that about?
Honestly, I just never seen this footage, so it's just news to me.
Okay. All right, if you could let it play.
I think he's hoping that his story matches what's shown in the video.
And if you could go to the very next one.
Turn it off, please. In fact, get it out of here.
All right, if you could pause it there, that's great.
If you could just move.
So as this interaction is happening, have you ever seen this video before, by the way?
No, this is all the first time seeing it.
Okay. Do you recognize the individual that's in the forefront of the video right now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and who's that?
It's Travis.
All right. So at the time Mr. Rudolph is actually entering the residence, are you one of those individuals that are out there by the street?
I would assume so, but I can't 100% see. So
Okay. If you
We
could take
can't
it
see
back, if
either,
there
so
is
don't
that,
worry
and
about it.
Just let it play so he can see.
Defense lawyer standing in the way.
I love our heads
Pause it.
right in the.
So there appear to be 4 individuals. Can you tell whether or not any of the individuals were you? And you can go back if, do you need to see it again?
I mean, it more than likely was me, but I can't literally see it from this footage. But
I'm not sure it would be of assistance, but Mr. Lowe can step down and use that pointer perhaps if that
Mr. Lowe, the judge is giving you permission to step down so you can get closer to the screen.
may help, it may not, I don't know.
I love how when they were showing Dominique this footage, she was like, they were asking her about things that happened. She was like, oh, well, you can't even see that in the film. So, you can't prove
Okay.
it.
If we could play.
She should go to law school. She's something.
Okay.
Or she could
Let's
spend
go
that
back
money
a
on
little
more
bit so we
cosmetic
can
surgery.
identify which one you're referring to.
What's next? Tummy tuck? Boob job?
Okay, so back up a little bit if you could with the video.
You can stop it here. I'm this guy right here.
So sort of the skinnier image that's away closer to the roadway.
Exactly.
Okay. So second in line there of the 4 people that we're seeing.
Yes.
All right, if you could let it play. You could pause it. Did you see Mr. Rudolph coming out here?
No, I did not. I was set on getting to the car.
Okay, so you were already running back to the car at this point.
Exactly, because earlier I already seen him try to go for his gun, so I knew that this time he was going to get it for real.
Okay, so you're heading out of town, basically, running back to the car.
I was trying to get gone, yes.
Okay, if you could let it play. Pause that. Were there any other females outside besides the mom?
No.
Okay. Are you able to recognize anybody else in that video as you were watching?
I mean, I seen Tyler and Sebastian.
If we could play that back so he can identify who those people are.
His posture is really
All right.
interesting. He's just
Are you
like
able to tell
clutching
us
the mic.
of the other individuals with you there, who's who?
Not from this part. It was like later at the end of the video.
All right. So please let Mr. Clausy know when to stop.
All right.
I think it's just better if you let it play and then he'll stop you. Yeah. No.
I think this right here is Tyler, and then me and SB were already gone down the street.
And SB is Sebastian.
Sebastian, yeah, Sebastian.
So you, Sebastian, Keyshawn are now gone running towards the vehicle.
Yes.
And you said that person that's still remaining out there on the street is Tyler Robinson.
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And if you could let it play.
This witness is 23.
Pause it there. Did you hear? Were you able to hear all that yelling as you were there in person?
All right, no, I was even focused on that. I was just focused on getting back to the car.
Okay. And you were by that point further away.
Yeah, on the map, I was almost a block away.
All right. Thank you so much. That person, the voice I was saying, you got that. Did you recognize that voice?
I couldn't clearly hear it, but I believe that was Tyler.
We can play it again.
Yeah.
Just to be sure. And it's sort of just towards the end of that video.
Yes, that's definitely Tyler.
What does you got that mean, if you know?
Basically, we were surrendering, basically saying we already fought. We like this night is over. You got it. You clearly have the gun out, and we don't want any more problems further than this.
Is there any fighting happening at that point?
No, because I was leaving, Keyshawn was leaving, Sebastian was leaving, and Tyler was still left behind. But
And obviously we can see Tyler on the video. He doesn't appear to be engaged in a fight with anyone.
no, I mean, yes, that's correct.
Did you
Now,
see
even-
at any point, once you said you got to the vehicle, whether or not Tyler made his way to the vehicle?
So as I was running to get back to the car, I kind of wasn't really looking behind me. It was more tunnel vision. I would say as I got into the back seat of the car, I felt a push to then get on the floor into the car, but I never fully got to see Tyler.
Okay. So could you tell whether or not Keyshawn was already in the vehicle?
Keyshawn was 100% already in the vehicle.
And what about Sebastian?
Sebastian was 100% already in the vehicle.
100%.
And then you said you got in and you felt a
100%.
push.
Exactly.
Did you know whether or not it was one of your friends that pushed you or someone else?
It would have to be Tyler because he was the last person left.
Do you know if Tyler actually fully made it into the vehicle?
No problem.
Okay, sorry about that. The question was, did you see whether or not Tyler Robinson made his way back to the vehicle and actually inside?
I did not 100% see Tyler get back in the car.
Okay. Do you recall whether or not, as you were in the vehicle, whether or not your vehicle that you were in started moving at all?
I believe there was a quick second where he threw the car in drive and then let off the brake and it moves a little bit. But then I wouldn't even say 1 second later, less than a second later, a whole bunch of gunshots just start flying through the car.
And was that the first round of gunshots that were flying at the car?
Yeah, I would say it was like the only round. It was just pure shooting nonstop.
So it sounds like, was Keyshawn the driver again?
Keyshawn was the driver.
And where was Sebastian seated?
Sebastian was in the front passenger seat to the right.
And you said you ducked down. What way were you facing?
Like I kind of like got pushed in. So once everything, like as soon as I got pushed in, I hit the floor, and then the bullets just started coming in.
What happened with the vehicle? Did it ever make its way to actually speed off?
No. So when somebody's shooting at you with a big gun, it disables the car, and we weren't able to drive while getting shot at. So no.
So the vehicle was sort of just like stopped for a while.
I wouldn't say it stopped because we were able to get away from the situation, but while he was shooting at us, we weren't able to drive because we were getting shot at.
Did you think something had happened to Keyshawn?
While the shooting was happening, it was I heard Sebastian. I didn't think anything happened to Keyshawn, to answer your question, but I heard Sebastian say I got hit, and then the shooting kept going after that. So,
and I have to ask, was Sebastian fully in the vehicle, as that was what you just described?
Sebastian was fully in the vehicle, doors closed, ready to go.
What about the door next to you in the back seat? Was that open or closed?
I do not remember. I was laying down, trying not to get shot.
So obviously, there are two doors at the back of a Cadillac. There would have been one on the left and one on the right. So right behind the driver's side and the passenger side. Were both doors open, or just, if possibly, one?
No. We got in. Me and Tyler both got in through the back left door, and from the back left door, I dove onto the back right side.
So then that would have been over on the driver's side of the Cadillac?
Could you?
Sorry, the side where Keyshawn was. So
his door, I got in through the back left door, and I jumped down into the back right side on the floor.
Okay.
So I moved over.
Understood.
No, I don't.
Judge, I'm going to ask a clarifying.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So when you jump in, are you?
I was going to say, I don't know what he's talking about either here. Were the doors closed or not? If both doors were closed, well, how the hell did Tyler get left behind? I don't understand.
It sounds like he's contradicting himself. What I don't understand about this case is how these people didn't get charged with felony murder. I really don't understand that at all. I feel like they should have been, and maybe my understanding of the law is a little lesser than, an attorney, but I mean, they were in the commission of a crime. They went to the house for that purpose. Somebody died. They should be charged with felony murder, and all of the state's witnesses have been super sus so far. I actually have to go. I will return in an hour or less. I'm sad I'm gonna miss this guy. He's super sketchy, and I don't know if
he'll
it's
still
just
be
like
going when you get back.
Like, I don't know if it's because it's sped up, but his body language is just, there's something off about it. I have not seen a single witness except for that. Was it the officer or the EMT who was on the scene? They all are just really shady to me, really rehearsed. I'm really looking forward to the cross for this one. So I will come back. I'm sorry, I have a meeting. It's really important, but I will come back as soon as I possibly can. Hopefully I don't miss too much. All right.
We'll see you in a bit.
Okay.
Take
bye
care.
guys. See you soon.
All right. So we're back here now. They were, none of these guys were charged with anything because according to the prosecutor, no crimes were committed. They just went up to talk to the guy and they started murdering them. That's the prosecution's case. That's the problem with the prosecution bringing charge. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. It makes it very, very problematic if the prosecutor charges everybody and then these are their star witnesses, people that are accused of crimes in relation to the one they're trying to charge the guy for. So they didn't get charged. They won't be charged. It'll be interesting to see what happens if they come back with a not guilty verdict, though. All right, let's continue with this lovely little trial here. Let's see, we have one starred comment. All right, that was Jim Satala saying, is it just me or does it seem weird that they have like 4 different names that they use for each other on their phones? They use codes and they are all different. Yeah, well, and then that was part of the deal yesterday is the brother of the girlfriend, Keyshawn, they were all saying he doesn't know how he has his friends' names and numbers saved on his own phone. He just knew nothing. All righty there. And again, this is, for those of you that are just joining us, this is day 2. We're in the afternoon of day 2. And we'll be wrapping up day 2 today. We probably won't start day 3 until tomorrow. We'll have to see how it goes, how much time we have, but I'm planning on doing most of day 3 tomorrow. So we'll go through this afternoon session. There's 604 of you here now, 373 likes. Please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And if any super chats come in, they will be read during the breaks, during the lulls. And also just for those of you that are just joining us, we do have a doggo cam that is activated at $100 super chat, like $100 in super chat. That unleashes the dog cam and it triggers the law and cuck cage over the law and crime things. All right, let's go.
Jumping closer to where Sebastian is seated over on his side of the vehicle? Or are you closer to where Keyshawn is seated on his side of the
I
vehicle?
was closer to the right side of the car on Sebastian's side.
Left or right, I think.
Sorry. I was closer to Sebastian's side, the passenger side.
Okay, so you dove in and went to Sebastian's side.
Exactly.
Okay, so you dove in from the driver's side of the vehicle, headed toward the passenger side.
Yeah.
Got it.
I still want to know if the doors were shut.
Did you see anyone in your vehicle with a firearm?
No, I never saw anybody with a firearm.
Did you see anybody retrieve a firearm and attempt to try to pull it up or hold it up?
No, I did not see anything like that.
What was happening in the car as the shots were being fired?
I was ducking for my life. Keyshawn was ducking for his life, and like I said, I heard Sebastian say he got shot, and the firing still happened after that.
So during your early testimony, you said eventually you all were able to drive away from the location. Sort of tell us a little bit about how that happened.
Once the shooting stopped, we waited a little second. Then I was able to like poke my head up and see what's happening. Keyshawn poked his head up, and then he just threw the car and drive without thinking. We then made the right turn. It's right there on the map. And then that's when I grabbed my phone in my pocket and I started to call the hospital or just 911 in general. Then once we're driving down the street, we're looking.
Pause you there for a
Yeah,
second.
no problem.
You said you took out your phone. And what did you do? Did you actually physically make a call or were you looking for hospitals? I wasn't sure what you were saying.
So we were looking for directions to the hospital, but we also did call 911.
When was 911 called? Do you recall?
I would say as soon as we made the right turn and we were like not completely out of the reach, but like far enough that we felt safe enough, I guess, to call them.
Do you remember whether or not the vehicle was pulled over by that point?
No, the vehicle was not pulled over at that point.
So the call started before the vehicle was stopped.
Yes.
Did there come a point where the vehicle did stop or become inoperable?
Yeah. So after the vehicle got shot up a lot, the car just stopped working. So we were forced to just pull over to some abandoned building or whatever building that was.
How were you feeling?
There was a lot of emotions going through all at the same time because I really didn't know what just happened. At that exact time, my one objective was just to try to help Sebastian because, like I said, he said he got shot and then he wasn't really moving that much or anything.
So he wasn't responsive at that point?
No, he wasn't.
Now, we've taken this sort of gradually, point by point, but did this all happen sort of in a short period of time or was it over longer minutes?
Yeah, it just felt like everything kind of happened fast. Like,
by the time you got to the location where the vehicle was now inoperable, did you exit the vehicle at any point?
yeah, as soon as we pulled over, I got out of the car. I went to the front side where Sebastian was sitting and I was kind of not like shaking him, but like kind of trying to touch him, like trying to see if he was okay. And then that's when I heard the police car right behind me. So I waved them down and then they pulled over and then they helped us.
So then if that front passenger side door where Sebastian was seated was open, that was opened by you?
Yes.
When you saw Sebastian, was he able to breathe, say anything, do anything at that point?
No, not really.
When the officer was flagged down and came over to where you all were.
Well, it is leading.
I will rephrase,
sustain.
Judge.
Play it. Thank you.
Can you tell us what happened next after you saw the officer?
The officer he separated me and Keyshawn from the car where Sebastian was sitting, and then just more police officers came on the scene.
How'd you get the officer's attention?
When I got out the car?
No. How'd you get the officer's attention when you saw him?
I waved him down and then I just pointed him like he needs help. And then he's like, okay, just back away. Like he separated us in a way.
So the officer separated you both from the vehicle and each other, meaning you and Keyshawn?
Yes.
Did you know whether or not there were any hospitals close by? Were you able to figure that out, either you or Keyshawn with the phone?
No, because it didn't even matter because the car stopped working. Even if there was 2 minutes away, we wouldn't have been able to get there.
And did eventually paramedics arrive and of course law enforcement?
Yeah, paramedics arrived. More police officers came. Yeah.
Did you remain on the scene where you all were found until you could be interviewed by law enforcement?
Yes, that's correct.
How long were you there for, do you think?
I would say between 30 minutes and like an hour because we had to wait till Detective Vanderland showed up.
Okay. And then once the lead detective showed up, do you know whether or not you stayed there longer than that?
Yeah, well, we had to tell her what happened.
Did you have to wait your turn?
Yeah, we separated. Keyshawn told his story or side or whatever, and I told my what just happened.
At any point, did you remove any items from Sebastian's hand?
No, I would have never even had time because the police officer was right there within 10 seconds.
And as you were shaking Sebastian, did you see anything in his hand?
No.
Did anyone, including yourself, dispose of any firearms?
No.
One moment, Judge.
All right.
Okay.
I will use this witness at this time, Judge.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Cross-examination?
That was short.
You may inquire, Mr. Shiner. Yep.
That was actually pretty short.
Good afternoon. Telling this jury that you called 911 when you left, right?
All right. He
I'm
talks
telling the
fast.
jury
We'll
that I
slow
called
him
911 when I
down.
left. Well, I passed my phone to Keyshawn. He called 911.
You didn't call. Keyshawn called.
Yeah, he made the call on my phone.
And just keep your voice up a little bit, please. I'm having a little trouble hearing you.
No problem. No problem.
That's after you made the right turn, you said, and you were in a safe area, right?
Yes, correct.
Way before the car broke down.
I mean, way before is kind of a stretch. It was only about 2-3 minutes down the street.
A few miles before. It's closer to Travis's house, Travis Rudolph's house, the house where this all happened, than it would be closer to where the car allegedly broke down in West Palm somewhere, right?
I don't remember.
So you didn't talk to 911 on the way out. You're saying to us that it was Keyshawn, who did it, right?
Correct.
You hear what he was saying to the 911 operator.
I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something around Travis just shot somebody. We need an ambulance.
And did you call, or did Keyshawn call 911 after the car broke down again for a second time?
No.
No need to, right?
Yeah, no need to.
Okay, that
the whole time you guys
contradicts
were trying to
Keyshawn's
drive away
evidence
with
that
the
they
911
called
operator
after
as
the
soon as
car
you called?
broke down.
Did he stay on the phone with the police or the 911 operator?
You're asking too many questions at one time. Could you repeat your question?
Did Keyshawn stay on the phone with the 911 operator from the moment he called, like you telling us he called, until the car stopped, until the police got there?
I don't believe so. I don't remember 100%, but I think the call was ended before then.
Wasn't it true that 911 was never called on the way there to not on the way there, but where the car got stopped, on the way to where the car got stuck, that you handed Keyshawn the phone after the car got stuck, after you had time to do what y'all were going to do?
That is so far from the truth.
Oh, overruled. Go ahead.
That is very far from the truth.
All right, so let's break it down. You're telling us that Keyshawn had to use your phone to call 911 like you testified to, right?
Keyshawn didn't have to use my phone. He used my phone because I gave him the phone because I felt like he was more suited to make the phone call and to speak with the police. So that's why I gave him his phone.
And he didn't have his phone with him, right?
He did not have his phone with him.
Put his phone in the trunk, right?
His phone was in the trunk.
You know why?
I do not know why.
Sebastian's phone was in the trunk, right?
Correct.
You know why his phone was in the trunk?
I do not know why.
And Tyler Robinson's phone was in the door pocket of the passenger seat, right?
I honestly do not know.
Okay. You know where Tyler Robinson's phone was at all during this incident or after the incident?
Not really, no.
Okay. Let's get back to the gas station that you said was abandoned where the car got stuck, right?
Correct.
All right. Do you remember if Keyshawn was still on the phone with the 911 operator telling him where y'all are so the police can find you at that point?
It's possible, but I do not remember.
Okay. And you're telling us definitively, 100%, that there's no way the first time 911 was called was after the car was inoperable at this gas station or abandoned gas station?
Definitively, I don't think so, but I don't think so. We made the phone call in the car while we were driving down the street.
Okay, and that would be the prudent thing to do, right? If you could. That would be smart.
That was the right thing to do.
Sure.
That's what we did.
All right. And when you get out of the car, before the police show up, there was no police there, right? Right away?
It depends on what you mean by right away.
Well, within 30 seconds or a minute. Did you see any police officers? 2 minutes?
Within a minute or two, I did.
All right. So you had at least a minute or two before you saw any police cars, right?
That's correct.
You saw them driving around. They didn't even know where you guys were. It took a while before somebody found you, right?
I didn't say I seen any police officers driving around.
You didn't see cars, tons of police cars going past you, trying to figure out where y'all were?
Nope.
And
Nope.
the reason you didn't see all these police cars is because you were trying to hide the weapons you brought to Mr. Rudolph's home. Isn't that true, sir?
That is so far from the truth. This level.
So you disagree with that?
Completely disagree.
Okay. Did you have a phone with you today?
I have a phone with me today.
In your right pocket, right?
Correct.
I made the witness step down.
Sure.
You have the mic. I got it.
I don't know whether it is or not, but in any event, I'm going to allow it. Go ahead.
Nice. Demonstrative here.
Please, please. Take your hand out of your pocket if you don't mind. Thank you, sir. Where's your phone? In your right pocket? All right. What kind of phone? Talking to the mic if you don't mind.
Right here.
That's your phone in your right pocket?
Yes, that's correct.
Obviously, it's not the same pens, right?
Correct.
Okay. And is that the same phone or the same type of phone you had back on April 6th or April 7th of 2021?
This is the same phone.
Exact same phone.
Exact same phone.
Okay. And the police never took that phone from you?
They never took my phone.
To this day?
To this day.
They never checked it to see if you called 911 or who you texted or who texted you back, right?
They never checked my phone.
They never asked you for it?
Never asked me.
Wow.
Just said that, yes.
Okay.
And he thinks he won that one. Well,
You may.
that's bad for the prosecution because the defense are arguing that they didn't investigate this properly. And now he very proudly says, no, the police never took my phone. No, they never checked my phone. That was kind of a blow to the prosecution there.
You're telling us here in your right pocket, that's your phone?
That is what I'm telling you.
Okay, not a gun.
Not a gun.
You think it's funny?
I think you're funny.
Oh, jeez.
You must be.
All right. Well, is it true you put Keyshawn's gun in your pocket before to check it out to see how it fit?
That is not true at all.
You've never done that?
Not that night.
Or previous to that night?
Maybe. I've held this gun before.
Smart
In
ass.
your pocket to see how it would fit, right?
Not that night.
Previous night is my question.
Okay, yeah, maybe a different night, yeah.
Okay. Let me show you one more picture. Same question. You still maintain
Which one?
exhibit number 3 that's been entered into evidence. That's your phone in your pocket. That's what you want everyone to believe, right?
That's what it is. It's my phone.
Can you explain to the jury why you're standing in the back?
Somebody had to stand in the back. I just stood in the back just because.
So when I stand in the back because you had to line up to make sure this was going to carry out the way you wanted it, right?
No, I just wasn't familiar with the area, and I was just, as you can see, looking around.
You showed cameras when you got there, right?
I did, actually.
You can obviously, I appreciate you coming down. Thank you, sir.
They're also combative. Just answer the questions and chill.
And when I say cameras, I mean security cameras on this house you've never been to in your life that you guys all decide to go to for whatever reason you went there. Right?
Are you asking me a question?
Hey, you saw the security cameras on the home of where Mr. Rudolph lived, right?
Oh, yes. When I walked up to the driveway, I saw the cameras.
All right, and you didn't know if they were recording or not working, right?
No, I have no idea.
You didn't want to get in trouble, so you stayed to the back, right?
Good question.
I don't even know how to answer that question.
What, yes or
I
no?
don't know.
Well, you were concerned that you could possibly be caught on camera if you did something improper, right?
If I was worried about being on camera, when I seen the cameras, I would have just left instantly.
Well, you wouldn't leave instantly. You're there to help your brothers no matter what, right?
Exactly. But if I was worried about being in trouble, I would have just left.
You weren't worried about being in trouble, right?
I was worried about Dom. Actually, yeah, I was kind of blinded.
Kind of
Blinded.
You did things without thinking the way you should, right?
Now that the result happened the way it did, yeah, I kind of could say I didn't think.
You didn't give a F about what was going on. You were going anyway. Those are your words, right?
That's not necessarily true.
Wasn't it true you told Detective Vandalin that? You didn't give an F?
I don't remember saying that.
All right, let me give you a
Oops.
transcription of your statement. I approach the witness.
May?
There you
I'm
go.
going to refer you.
Anytime a lawyer says, isn't it
Page
true
8,
you
line
said this?
14 to
Or did
18.
you previously say this? They've got it
What-
in
which-
writing somewhere. And now he's saying that he didn't say this or doesn't remember saying it. Now he's being shown where he said it. That he didn't give an F.
Line 14 to 18 or anything else that helps you in that area.
Just read it to yourself, Mr. Lowe.
Lines 14 through 18,
Yes, sir.
page 8.
Yes, sir.
And while he's reading that, Chaos Coordinator member for 7 months of the Legal Vices Fallen Angels crew says, "Hi ho, Jeff in chat. Damn, because of work, I have to catch up with this trial. Sheesh, I guess it's time to skip sleep." Yeah, skip sleep. We all do it. And it's taking him a long time to read 4 lines. So we will do the super chat. We have the first super chat of the evening from the one and only Marv White. Thank you for the super chat, Marv White. I think the witness doesn't care how the state's case goes. They are more concerned about telling everyone they were not suspected at the scene. Could be.
All right. Do you have a chance to read that, Mr. Lowe?
Thank you for the super chat.
Yes. Could you tell me when did I say this, or like
Well,
who did I?
hang on. Wait for the question. Go ahead.
You remember speaking to Detective Annalyn when she interviewed you at this abandoned gas station? The day this happened?
Yeah. Yes.
You've only given one statement in your whole life to the police officers about this case, right?
I'm not sure. I've met up a couple times. It's been a lot of sit downs.
Okay, so you're telling this jury you gave more than one statement under oath to a police officer in this case?
I'm not 100% sure.
You only gave one statement that lasted about 5 or 6 minutes on the scene.
Okay. Yes.
It was 5 or 6 minutes.
I don't know how long it was, sir.
Minutes, right?
Overruled.
I do not. As long as.
It doesn't say that, Judge. It says it's -7.
Then that's a problem. I want you both to compare the transcripts right now and see.
Ooh, it's a differing transcripts. All right. Wow. They're also just needlessly cocky, needlessly aggressive,
Okay,
needlessly contradictory.
Yes. Feel free to stand up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen.
He doesn't remember how many statements he gave to the police. They had lots of sit downs. There was only one sworn thing. He doesn't recall. He doesn't remember. These aren't the brightest tools in the shed. Let's see. We can do a little hop, skip, and a jump forward here by putting it on normal speed and giving us a little bump. There we go.
Okay, continue.
Does that refresh your memory that you told?
Oh wait, we're gonna do this 1.25.
You didn't give an F. You were just on your way.
Yeah, this happened after everything happened.
Yes or no? You refresh your memory. That's my question.
All right, yeah.
All right, that's what you told the detective. You didn't care. You were going no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Okay. You were going to handle business with your brothers, right or wrong? You're taking care of business, right?
Wrong. I was just going there to support my friend to make sure he was okay.
All right, we'll talk about that. Okay. All right, so let's start from earlier that night. The testimony that, correct me if I'm wrong, that Tyler called you and you drove to Tyler's home, correct?
Correct.
With your car.
I drove to Tyler's house in my car. Correct.
What kind of car did you have at the time?
It was a 2012 Honda Accord.
Okay. Where did Tyler live generally at that time?
Where was that? It was off of Belvedere and I can't even remember the other street. Belvedere and some other place. It was like 10 minutes from my house.
All right. And what were you doing when he called you?
I just got home. I was in my house doing whatever.
Were you with your girlfriend?
No,
By yourself?
I was by myself.
All right. And what was your plans that night? Did you have plans?
My night was actually coming to an end because it was around 11 o'clock.
Why? You worked that day? Worked out? What?
It's nighttime. That's when the day ends.
You're a young guy. You probably go out sometimes, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
You also used to work at a club last time we met as a bouncer, right?
I did used to work there at a club at that 2 years ago, a year ago.
Bouncer, right?
Correct.
That means you physically have to remove people and use force if necessary if they're not behaving properly, right?
Correct.
You work out, right?
Sometimes.
You worked out for many years, haven't you, sir?
I wouldn't say that. Not consistently, at least.
How tall are you?
About 6'3".
6'3"?
Yeah, about 6'3".
And you know how to fight, don't you?
I could say I know how to defend myself.
You also know how to use offense if you need.
I'm not a trained fighter of any sort.
The only one who had no idea how to fight that night, in your opinion, is Darryl Rudolph, right? The brother.
Could you repeat your question?
The only one who had no clue what they were doing in fighting was the brother, Darryl Rudolph, correct?
You're saying they didn't know what they were doing?
Nah, he had no idea how to fight.
No, it seemed like he knew what he was doing.
All right. Well, you don't remember telling me previously under oath that he didn't know how to fight at all? Do you remember that?
Oops.
No, I don't remember that.
All right, let's bring that transcript up. Previously said the defendant's brother didn't know how to fight. Now he doesn't remember saying that. That's the problem, people. You got to remember these things. You got to remember your story.
First witness.
Yes, you may.
All right. Show him where he said. Show him where he said it.
Made a motion on November 9th, 2021.
Oh, and Chaos Coordinator has gifted 10 Legal Vices memberships. If you're one of the lucky recipients, please give Chaos Coordinator a special thanks.
Page 77, lines 2 to 5.
All right.
Get a chance to read that, sir?
Yep.
Yep.
Remember coming to this courthouse and swearing under oath and tell the truth back on November 9th, 2021?
Could you repeat your question?
Remember coming to this courthouse, raise your right hand.
Yeah.
Like today, promise, tell the whole truth.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
Okay. And isn't it true you were asked?
Yes. Ask what?
Page 76. Wait a second.
Oh, come on, lawyer. If you're gonna shove stuff in his face and use it to prove him wrong, you got to have your
Go
stuff
back to
together.
page 76. I apologize. 76 lines 24 to 25. Then go to 77.
Yeah, it kind of loses your
Read from
impact
Lines 1 through 7.
if you send him to the wrong page.
All right.
Isn't it true you were asked that my client's brother, that guy didn't really know how to fight, did he? And you said he was trying to gouge my eyes out. I said, that wasn't my question. He isn't really a fighter. He doesn't know how to fight. Isn't that true, sir? And you said correct. Remember that?
I don't remember it, but it is here. So, yes.
Well, that's true. He didn't know how to fight. He was clueless, right?
I wouldn't say clueless, but he's not a professional fighter. So,
Well, you answered on that day. And there was no jury here that Mr. Rudolph's brother did not know how to fight, correct? That's how you answered that question.
I said he was trying to gouge my eyes out.
Oh, and then I asked you, he really wasn't a fighter. He didn't know how to fight. Isn't that true, sir? And you said correct. Wasn't that your answer?
Correct. Yep. That's my answer.
All right. So are you saying now he really knew how to fight?
I just don't believe he's clueless, like you said. And when it comes to fighting,
Okay. Forget the word clueless. Isn't it true he didn't know how to fight at all? He didn't know how to fight. The brother of my client, Mr. Rudolph.
that's an opinion. I could say yes. I say, yeah, he knew how to fight.
Wow. All right.
Okay, now he's
You want
just
this jury to believe today he knows how to fight, correct? That's what you're saying?
Fighting
Yeah.
is just fighting. It's not like you got to be good or bad in a street fight.
Wow.
yeah, you
I
are.
don't have a prayer if you get into a fist fight with him, right?
He's not that guy.
You want the jury to believe he knew how to fight?
Honestly, they can believe whatever they want.
Oh, Jesus.
Testimony, sir. You're sitting here under oath. What's your testimony?
He knew how to defend himself as well. When he was trying to gouge my eyes out, he knew how to do something.
The jury can believe what they want. That's not something
You
you
never met
ever
this
want to
man in
hear
your
your
life, did you?
client say on your witness
Correct.
say on the stand.
What right did you have to get involved in another adult man and adult woman's relationship? What gave you the right to be involved in this?
He abused my best friend's sister.
So then you become an enforcer when that happens?
No, I become a protector and a helper.
You protect someone when they're in trouble at that moment, right?
Correct.
You become a vigilante when you wait a few hours and go with a posse to somebody's house.
That's not
Hey,
true.
rephrase, please.
I don't agree. Sorry.
So you protected Dominique while she's in the comfort of her home where she could call the police or go to the hospital since she's so hurt like you think, right?
Could you repeat your question?
You're protecting her while she's in the comfort of her home, wherever she is. She's not with you guys, right?
Well, it's sort of a question.
She's not with you.
She was not with us. Correct.
All right, and she's not with Mr. Rudolph as far as you know, right?
Correct.
She's not being held hostage.
Correct.
She's not being trapped anywhere where she can't get out, right?
Correct.
First of all, you don't even know what happened that night personally, do you?
I know it happened. I just didn't see it.
You were not there, so you don't know who's telling the truth, not telling the truth, if it was real or not real. You don't know, do you?
It turned out to be the truth, so
What?
I didn't know.
Okay, so even if it was real, you have a right to be her protector when she's in her house, fully protected, right?
Correct.
Why don't you call 911 to protect her and put this guy in jail if he's doing these things that you think are really true that happened? Why don't you do that?
That's not how I decided to handle the situation, and it wasn't my situation. So,
You made it your situation. You just said you're her protector.
made it is not the word I would use.
What?
All right, so how are you going to protect her by going over another grown man's house at midnight and park a block and a half away? How are you going to protect her at that moment, sir?
It wasn't necessarily protecting her in that situation. It was more like defending her honor.
So it's not protecting now. Now it's about chivalry, her honor. Is that what you're telling us?
Correct.
I was
And
trying
what
to.
gave you the right to do that?
This lawyer is so badly lost, he doesn't
I don't
know which
know
way
my
is
mind.
up.
I woke up and I
I
wanted
think
to
the
do
lawyer's
You would
doing
do
a
it again, wouldn't you?
fantastic job.
it.
The
No,
lawyer has the
I won't,
witness
actually.
lost that
I
he's
really
so
won't.
bad he doesn't know which way is up.
You had no idea that Keyshawn was sending messages to Tyler and his sister that Travis is a dead man walking. You didn't even know that when you got there, right?
Correct.
That was the biggest surprise of everything that you found out later on, right?
Correct.
You didn't know that this young lady that you're protecting her honor told her brother and Tyler Robinson, well, maybe you did know, tell me if you knew, that she told her brother, Keyshawn, and Tyler Robinson to go shoot his shit up. Did you know she made that statement?
No, I did not.
You didn't go to protect her honor. You were part of a group of guys who were going to put a hit on somebody, right?
Sustained.
You were going to go kill my client with your friends, weren't you, sir?
That is so far from the truth.
You're going to beat him to a pulp or shoot him if you can get away with it, right?
That is so far from the truth.
Well, how do you protect somebody's honor, in your words, with four guys at 12 o'clock?
My words were defend her honor.
Sorry?
My words were defend her honor, not protect them.
Well, your words now. Why didn't you use your words over the telephone? And call Mr. Rudolph if you wanted to use your words.
I don't have his phone number.
Ask your dear friend Dominique, who you're protecting her honor, for his phone number.
No.
Why not? You use words over a phone, can't you?
This wasn't a talk over the phone matter.
You can use social media if you want to use words, right?
I don't have social media.
Borrow one of your friend's phone if it was so important to use words to try to rectify her honor, correct?
This wasn't an over the phone matter.
All right, this was an in-person matter to defend her honor. Those are your words, right?
Correct.
All right, tell the jury how you're defending her honor.
By showing up to her abuser's house and asking him questions.
Okay. What gave you the right to do that? Are you a counselor, a marriage counselor?
Sustained.
Are you a marriage counselor?
Am I a marriage counselor?
Yes, sir.
No, not legally, no.
How about illegally? Or just outside?
No.
I do think the lawyer is making a mistake by not correcting him or challenging him every time he refers to the
No.
defendant as an
No one
abuser.
forced you to drive over to Tyler's house, did they?
Correct.
Well, after this was all over and you took an Uber with Keyshawn, right?
Yeah, the police department called an Uber.
All right, and you took it back to your house?
No, we went back to Tyler's house to get my car.
Of course, that's where it was, right?
Correct.
It wasn't at your house.
Not at my house.
Keyshawn was with you when you went back to Tyler's home to get your
Correct.
car, right?
Correct.
You knew my client had guns, right?
I did not know he had a gun with 100 rounds in it waiting to kill somebody, no. I knew he had a pistol or something.
You want this jury to believe that he was waiting to kill somebody, right? That's what you just said.
That's why you buy a gun to defend yourself,
So people have guns are waiting to kill somebody?
to defend themselves.
You just said he had that gun with 100 rounds so he can kill somebody, right?
If he felt like he had to use it, that's what he had it for.
He didn't come out the door shooting at you guys when you were there, right?
He did not know.
He didn't come out when he came out with a gun. He didn't shoot at anyone, did he, sir?
I mean, somebody died to his shooting, so he did come outside with a gun and shoot somebody.
As soon as it came out with a gun, and you said you were in that video, and Tyler and my client's mom, he didn't come out shooting anyone, did he, sir?
He was too busy slipping on the pavement to shoot anybody. And by the time he was able to do that, I was in the car.
Okay. So my question is, he did not shoot anyone at that point, did he, sir?
No, but just give him 30 seconds.
All You want to keep adding so you can try to convince the jury some, or why don't you just answer the questions?
Sustained.
Little bit argumentative there.
You understand my questions?
No, can you ask it again?
You don't understand? Please, I'll repeat it.
Go ahead.
I'm not asking about 30 seconds later. A lot can happen in 30 seconds.
Sustained.
That's
What's the
the-
question? What's the question?
Comes out of the house with the gun. You saw him, right? You saw Mr. Rudolph come out with the gun, right?
Nope.
How'd you see him slip if you didn't see him come out with the gun?
You guys just showed me a video.
So you're telling me what you saw now.
Exactly.
I want to make sure you talk about what you saw at the time.
Okay.
You didn't hear any gunshots go off at all while you were running to the car, did you?
Correct.
You didn't see Tyler get shot when Mr. Rudolph came outside and came very close to him. And Tyler, as you discussed, said, "You got this." And you said that means he gave up, right?
Correct.
The client didn't shoot him then, did he?
He did not. No.
Could have if he wanted to, right?
He could have.
Sure. Could have shot at you running to your car, right?
He could have.
But he didn't do that, did he?
No, and I know why, but I can't say it.
He didn't
But-
shoot at Keyshawn, did he?
No. Well, no, not yet.
Yeah. He didn't shoot at your friend Sebastian, who's fighting with his brother, his own brother, Travis Rudolph's brother.
The only person he could have shot at in front of his house was Tyler, because me, Keyshawn, and Sebastian already were at the car.
It's not true.
That is true.
You told us a few minutes ago, and we'll get into this if you
Go ahead.
refresh your memory. You told us earlier that Sebastian was fighting with Darryl Rudolph or DJ or the brother, whatever you want to call him.
Okay. And at that time, your client was going back into his house to get the gun.
Okay, so let's take this slowly so we don't get the times confused. You didn't hear any gunshots go off while Sebastian was fighting with DJ or Darryl. You know who DJ or Darryl is, right?
Yeah, I don't care about him.
All right, well, I'm asking you to cares. I'm asking if you know who he is.
Correct.
Okay. You get to the car with your friend Keyshawn, right?
Correct. And Sebastian.
All right, now you're saying Sebastian was there at the car? He was not fighting with DJ at that point?
Said get into the car. That's what you said. Get into the car. Me and Keyshawn didn't get in the car. We just walked to the car.
You get to the car. Isn't it true you saw Sebastian fighting with DJ?
Correct.
And not only did you see him fighting with DJ, and then you showed in the chart to the prosecutor where you think it was, right?
Correct.
All right. You went to go help him, right?
Correct.
You didn't get in the car, did you?
Nope.
Could have.
I could have. Yes.
You were shooting at you, were threatening you at this point, right?
Correct.
You could have walked away. You could have walked down the block, couldn't you?
I guess, yeah, you can say that. That defeats the whole purpose of showing up, to walk away after everything already happened. But
You could have walked
What?
away. Nobody stopped you, right?
You just said you were
I had the
done.
option of doing that.
You also had the option of not going to my client's home or going to the door and standing where you stood, right?
And he also had the option of not putting his hands on Dominique. So
That
correct.
nothing to do with
All
you,
right,
dude.
so
Sorry, nothing to
I'm
do
not
with
asking
you.
you about my client's options. I'm asking about your options.
Correct.
Okay, next question.
So your other option would be walk away, get in the car, call the police, right? You could do that. You had your phone, right?
I wasn't going to call the police if it was just a fight.
Yeah, because you knew you were in the wrong for going to his house at night and doing what y'all were going to do, right?
No, I just wouldn't have believed that the police needed to be involved in just a fight situation. Murder
Right,
is
so
different.
calling the police
What?
was not an option since her honor was destroyed and she was beaten up like you were told. And everything that happened at the front of the house, right?
Well, the real problem is it's a multi-pronged question. Next question.
All right, so under no circumstances were you going to call the police, right?
Before the situation, under no circumstances were I going to call the police. Correct.
I'm talking during the situation when you got back to the car before anything happened while Sebastian was fighting with DJ and Mr. Rudolph went in the house to get his gun, as you now know. You didn't call the police, did you?
You said under no circumstances. The circumstance of him killing somebody, yeah, I would call the police, but
But you didn't.
Before this all happened, when
Okay.
you got to your car.
You didn't call the
Like, was he in
police
danger when you got to
after
the
he
car?
shot up the car.
I didn't know that, and what I thought it wasn't,
Yeah.
but it actually was.
Okay, well, if it was so much in danger, tell us why you went to go sucker punch DJ to make sure you guys could beat him up and get your final licks in.
So all four of us can go home.
Okay. You were not in fear of getting shot when you went to go help Sebastian beat up Mr. Rudolph, were you? And I'm not talking to Travis, I'm talking his brother.
I didn't see a gun for me to be immediately scared to not help Sebastian.
You went over there to do that, right?
I went what?
You went over there to help Sebastian beat up DJ if you saw Mr. Rudolph with the gun at that moment, would you, sir?
I don't know. That's not how the situation happened.
All right, Right, but you definitely did not see a gun at the moment you were trying to help your friend, your brother Sebastian, beat up this man, whether he knew how to fight or not. You still went over to help him, right?
Oh, overruled. Go ahead.
Beating up the guy that you told us back in November didn't know how to fight. Today you said maybe he did. You went over to help beat that guy up, right?
Correct.
Why'd you have to do that if it was over and you were trying to get
Yeah,
away?
you said it was
Why
done.
You had to do that.
Because
It was, but last time. Go ahead and answer the question, please.
could you repeat your question?
Why? Well, first of all, was Sebastian losing?
I don't remember specifically. No, he wasn't. Nobody was getting knocked out, or it wasn't like a blow for blow fight. Like it was just two people just kind of squaring up with each other.
So why did you have to go over there and try to knock him out by sucker punching him in the head or face?
Because Keyshawn was getting the car ready, and while he was doing that, Tyler and Sebastian were not at the car yet. So I went to help him.
You get the last licks in or do something to Mr. Rudolph's brother, right?
To
You
help
said
Sebastian.
You said it was over, dude. He didn't need help. Yeah.
2 was better than 1.
You weren't going to give anyone a fair fight that night, were you?
Ooh.
I didn't go there to fight
Ooh.
That's what y'all did.
because of your client.
Okay. Not because of anything you did, is what you're telling us.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Okay. Your friends all had guns with them, didn't they, sir?
No.
Yeah, well.
You may.
Oof.
Make sure you use the microphone.
Yes, sir.
Holy crap.
I'm going to show you a defense already entered into evidence, defense exhibit number 3. See your friend Sebastian here? Speak in the mic if you don't mind. Thank you.
Yes, correct.
Okay. You already said his cell phone was in the car, right?
I actually don't know if his phone was in the car, but
You
No.
just testified to that earlier. Why'd you say that?
correct. Go ahead.
Well, why'd you say it then?
You asked me if Sebastian's the phone was in the trunk. After you asked him Keyshawn's phone was in the trunk, I just
Said yes.
because I didn't know for sure.
Well, why are you guessing?
You
know
said
this
yes
is
because you
important.
don't know for sure?
Correct.
He had his phone in the trunk, and go ahead, say what you got to say.
You agree his phone was in the trunk, or are you taking that
My
back?
career, I agree. His phone was in the trunk.
Okay. You don't know what's in Sebastian's pocket, do you?
Not necessarily 100%.
All right. Well, did you search Sebastian's pocket? Did you search him?
Did I search him? Oh no, I did not search him. He's a grown man.
Hmm. Wow.
You know what was in his pockets when the police and the medical examiners got there?
What?
Oh, I'm asking if you know.
Oh no, I don't.
You know there wasn't a gun in his pocket, right?
I 100% know that.
Yeah, you guys tossed the gun when you got to the gas station or on the way there, right?
So where's the gun?
Good question. Where is it?
You tell me. You know the situation better than me. You were there. Seems like it.
Oh, dude.
So when you guys leave,
Dude.
you never gave Keyshawn the phone until after you're in the gas station.
Judge, you got to
figure out
stop
what to
this,
do
man.
with the gun
You-
that your friend Sebastian had in his hand, correct?
That is
I'm
so far from
surprised the
truth.
judge is letting
Okay.
this disrespect go on.
Would you be surprised to learn that the police were not called until after y'all had the car stopped?
That would be surprising information.
Kind of wouldn't make sense, right?
Correct.
Well, let me get this straight. So you're waiting at the gas station. You don't really get interviewed by any of the police officers, right?
Wrong.
Until Detective Vandalin shows up.
Oh, interview? Yeah. Okay. Interview. Right. Correct.
All right, maybe they asked you where you were, how this happened, who did it. Maybe those little questions by the police officers, right?
I don't remember.
All right, but the first time you got interviewed, and the only time you got interviewed was by Detective Vandalin, correct?
I don't know how to answer that because I've had multiple things where I had to come in and ask questions. So,
By the police.
okay, correct. Go ahead.
Okay. And Detective Vandalin never came back another day to follow up with you, to ask you any more questions other than the whatever she asked you at the scene, right? Where the gas station was.
I don't 100% remember. Just be honest.
Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. You don't know.
Correct.
Okay. Do you know anything about your phone being able to tell exactly where you are?
Are you asking me
Yeah, do you know anything about that? Where they can?
like location services and stuff?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. You know about call logs,
Call logs. Correct. Yep.
text messages,
Yep.
Instagram messages? You ever use those?
I don't have social media.
All right, so there's no way Dominique could ever call you or your friends call you through Instagram
Correct.
or WhatsApp.
As of right now, yes, but at that time, no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hang on real quick. Just need a breather. This is going way fast. I mean, this poor witness, well, this witness, shouldn't say poor witness. This witness is just getting pummeled. And that's the problem you get when you're a smart ass. You forget what you say, you speak out of anger, you don't listen to the question, you give these answers like we just saw. Was Sebastian's phone in the trunk? Yes. He was, yes. Whatever you say, yes. And now he's saying he doesn't know what the phone, the phone was in the trunk. But then he says, well, maybe it was. Then he says, well, you tell me. He goes, yes, it was. And he's being a dick for no reason. And it's turning out poorly for him as a witness. Because now, again, he's contradicted himself several times in this testimony. And as a juror, if he's contradicted something, if he's been dishonest about one thing, you can throw out everything he says. Because if he lied about one thing, maybe he's lying about everything. He's destroyed his own credibility by mouthing off, by smarting off, by not thinking things through, by being unnecessarily combative, by giving these answers that aren't thought out, aren't you? The whole thing with the fighting. I never said he didn't know how to fight. And this all depends what you mean by that. Depends what you mean by this. It's a bad look. It affects your credibility. It affects your memory. And again, you're just spouting these things off the top of your head. So you can't remember what you said 20 minutes later because you didn't really think about it the first time you said it. But as Trenton, I believe, was saying, the defense lawyer has to be careful that he doesn't piss off the jury. He doesn't make the jury, you want to make the jury dislike the guy on the stand. You don't want to make the jury dislike you for you being a jerk to the witness or just unnecessarily pounding the witness into the dirt. You don't want the jury to start feeling sympathy for the witness. I think he's doing a good job. I think the lawyer is doing a good job of making the jury see the discrepancies, see that he's either been coached about some things, or I think the defense lawyer is doing a good job at this point by making us not like the guy. It's Trenton says, agree. If they just see the lawyer as splitting hairs and being combative, what said doesn't matter. So yeah, but I think he's doing a good job of staying on the right side of the line. He's making the witness look bad. He's making him look like a liar. He's making him look like he doesn't care. He was out there just to do his own thing. He's making him look uncredible. But I don't think he's crossed the line to making the jury hate him yet. He's good at it. He's walking a line. Marv White, thank you so much for the super chat. Disregard last message. Dude is just not smart. And the Chuggy Show live streamed part of today. Looking forward to your thoughts. Well, we'll get to today's trial in a day or two from now. We're going to try to catch up as quickly as we can. And by the way, guys, no spoilers if you've seen the day 3 and day 4. We'll get there eventually. Keep this as spoiler free as possible. Don't even say, oh, cool witness coming up, or oh, this witness is that, because then it sets our expectations. Let's try to be as ignorant as possible until we see things unfold before our eyes. And Snivels44 says, attorney's kind of a dick, but don't really mind it with a witness like this. That's what I'm saying. It's good he's being a dick. That's kind of his job, to make everybody hate this guy and to be contrary, but you don't want to go too far. All right, just kind of had to take a little break there. This guy is just pummeling him. Oh, and before we jump back in, one last super chat. This seems like a case that needs an expert opinion. Is Drex the German Shepherd Whisperer available? He's out doing things. Maybe Drex will be my guest on Friday. So if he has some time, he can stick around and watch the stream on Friday, which should be probably day 4 or day 5 of the trial by then. But yeah. Drex is a busy man, but he will be here Friday, and maybe we can convince him to stick around and watch an hour or two of the trial. All right, let's jump back into this. Thank you so much for that super chat. By the way, deeply, deeply appreciated. And we've got 20 20 Legal Vices memberships were gifted by Tankrat. Tankrat, thank you so much for doing that. Again, he previously had gifted some other super chats on an earlier stream. I mean, other memberships on earlier stream. Doing it here too. Thank you so much. Deeply, deeply appreciated. So if you got one of those 20 Legal Vices memberships that was gifted by Tankrat, I hope you gave him a good, sincere oh my gosh. I just hit a message. I hid somebody. What did I do? I did something dumb. Crap. Let me go through and undo what I did. Chaos Coordinator. I think I may have boomered you out of here. Let me take care of it. While we jump back into this trial, let's go.
Did any of the officers at the scene ask you for your phone?
No.
And Detective Vanderlyn never asked to look at your phone or gather it either?
Correct.
You still have the same phone or a different phone?
That's literally
Sustained. Next question, please.
When you got to Tyler's house, you said Tyler was there, Tyler Robinson. Is he still your buddy?
correct.
Best friend?
Correct.
You guys are still tight, all of you.
Yep.
Okay, that's a yes, right?
Yes, sir.
And you said somebody by the name of Tyrone, Tyler's brother, was there?
At Tyler's house?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Is he a grown man?
Is he a grown man? Yeah, he's a grown man.
Any reason why he came or didn't come with you guys?
Chaos Coordinator, I accidentally
I
blocked
said
you.
Before he was hanging out with his own friend, his own business.
I've unblocked you
or
now.
Have any idea? Did you guys share with him what was going on?
Sorry.
I don't know. 100%.
You were there. Did anyone talk to him
This
about?
was 2 years ago. I don't remember that. I
Come
almost
back,
died.
come back, Chaos
police ask you
Coordinator.
about
Leave a
this gentleman,
comment in
Tyrone?
chat. Give us a sign
No.
of life that you're
What was
unblocked.
Tyrone's friend's name?
I think his name is Nick.
Right, nothing else you know about him?
Nope.
Police have asked you about anyone who was at Tyler's house that night beside you?
You said the police never asked me?
Did they ever ask you about who else was there?
I guess, yeah. They just asked me who was there. And I just said the
Yay.
same thing.
We have a Chaos Coordinator sign of life. Sorry about that.
Is it your testimony when you got to Mr. Robinson's house and all the guys were there was no discussion about a firearm?
Could you repeat your question?
Sure. You're at Mr. Robinson's home.
Mhm.
Would you agree there was no discussion about a firearm between all of you, all of your friends and you?
I would disagree.
Okay. You still have the big booklet there from
Yep.
front of you? From November 9th, 2021. Go to page 12, line 15 through 17, please.
15.
November 9th. Yeah. 12. 15. You get a chance to read that, sir?
Sir.
And November 9th, like we talked about, you were under oath, right?
Correct.
Wow.
Isn't it true? You were asked, okay, when you were at Mr. Robinson's home, was there a discussion to your knowledge about firearms? And your answer was no.
Isn't that what I just said?
Did you read it?
No, I know that. But your question before this, I said I disagree.
What?
I said, did I agree?
All right, let's get this straight. Would you agree that none of you guys talked about a gun at Mr. Robinson's home? There was no discussions about a firearm while you were at his home.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Guy can't figure out double
When you get
negatives.
to the
Stop
house-
asking them.
Mr. Rudolph's house. Did you GPS it on your phone?
No.
You know who did?
More than likely, Keyshawn.
You guess it or you don't know?
I don't know.
Okay, did anyone GPS it?
I just said I don't know.
You don't know, that's okay.
I don't know.
All right. Did you pass the house, Mr. Rudolph's front door, before you parked the car?
I didn't know what his house looked like.
All right, well, you do now. You know now, right?
I do know now, yes.
All right, so isn't it true you passed the front of his house before y'all parked?
I don't remember.
Can't remember that.
I don't remember. That's something so small out of that whole night.
Well,
What?
it's not small if you're casing a place and looking for cameras or looking how to do something. So if you don't remember,
Sustained.
Little
isn't it true you
argumentative.
guys would pass the house and were looking for cameras or seeing if there was anyone outside and where you should park.
That's true.
Okay.
Hey,
And
come back
why
soon,
would you
Nicola.
do that if you're just there to have a conversation about somebody's honor? Why'd you do that?
I mean, everybody looks at any situation before you do anything. So I think
So
that's a
you
normal thing
did
to
case
do.
it.
So how about when you came into this courthouse today? Were you trying to check where all the cameras are?
If they're visibly right in front of my face, I'm going to make a mental note that it's right in front of my face.
Yeah, but you're not looking around. You can't tell me how many cameras are in this courtroom, can you?
See at least 2, but I know
That's
that's
not something you look at every day, is it?
not in the courtroom every day.
I'm talking on the street. You don't look for cameras when you go to your friend's house or a neighbor's house, do you?
Overruled.
There's nothing wrong with that question.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Like I said, if I see it, then I take a mental note. I don't look for it.
All right. Well, you knew there was going to be trouble that night. That's why it was important to figure this out, where to park, where the cameras are, right? You knew it.
I wasn't looking for any cameras, and I knew it wasn't the best situation to be in. But I
But you
wasn't
went
looking
there
for no
anyway.
cameras.
You just said y'all drove by the house and looked for cameras and tried to figure out where to park. Remember?
I did just say that, but I don't really remember doing all that.
Oh, Jesus!
Yes, you may.
Good Lord, dude. Keep your story straight for 5 minutes. This is a prosecutor's nightmare. The 3 important witnesses that they've put up so far are idiots. Unnecessarily combative idiots who can't tell the truth, who can't keep a story straight. These poor prosecutors have just got to be hating life. Oh my God. Dude.
Making that up?
I just say no
He
cameras.
can't
Wasn't looking
keep
for any
his story
cameras, and I
straight
knew
for
it wasn't
2
the best
minutes.
situation to be in. But I wasn't looking for no cameras.
You just said y'all drove by the house and looked for cameras and tried to figure out where to park. Remember?
I did just say that, but I don't really remember doing all that.
So that's a guess, or you're making that up?
No, it's not a guess.
So you're
We had
making
to
it up.
drive by it. I don't really remember doing it, but I'm assuming that they parked the way they did for a reason, or Keyshawn parked the way he did for a reason.
You had to drive by Mr. Rudolph's home, correct?
I don't remember. I just told you I don't remember.
Why do you keep saying things? Now you're telling me now you don't remember what you just
I
said.
don't remember driving past his house. I remember parking in a certain way.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Isn't it true there was parking in front of the house where Mr. Rudolph lived?
Could you repeat your question?
Isn't it true there was plenty of parking in front of the house where Mr. Rudolph lived? The front door, there's parking adjacent to the front door, right on the street.
You could say that, yes.
I don't want to say that. You tell me. You were there.
I mean, yeah,
Is that a yes?
yeah,
You have to say yes.
yes.
Maybe misinterpreted it.
Sorry, yes. Go ahead.
Thank you. Isn't it true there's parking directly across the street from his house when you got there?
I don't know.
You don't care either, do you?
Not really.
Didn't make a difference to you.
Not really. No.
How about when you turn the corner? Remember your
Wow.
brother Keyshawn making a U-turn to park the car?
I don't remember. Just be honest.
If you know, why did y'all get out of the car and then he moved it again? Do you know?
I don't remember getting out of the car and moving it again.
I'm not saying you did. I'm talking Keyshawn.
No, I don't know because I don't even think that happened.
Okay. Well, isn't it true when you got out of the car, you and your friends were looking for cameras to see if any neighbors may catch what was going on?
That is very false.
Okay. And you don't even believe he moved the car a second time. After he parks and you get out, you don't believe he moved up a little bit, right?
I don't remember, and I'm just gonna say I agree. I agree. Correct.
I want you to agree with me. If you don't remember, that's fine.
I don't believe he moved the car a second time.
Okay.
So correct.
Okay. Would you agree that the knocking on the door was very loud? The front door of Mr. Rudolph's home.
That's a opinion. I could say he knocked normally.
I'm asking what your opinion is. You were there, not me.
He knocked normally.
All right. So it wasn't a loud bang. It wasn't a low bang. It was a normal bang.
Normal knocking.
Normal knocking. Thank you. Was there a bell at the house?
I do not remember.
Remember a doorbell cam that we saw pictures on?
Yep, I remember that.
Oh, there's a bell on that doorbell cam, or you don't know that?
I was in the back, so I wasn't really looking at that.
And then you see a gentleman come out of the house who you never met in your life, right?
Correct.
You don't leave at this point.
Correct.
How come?
Why would I?
You didn't know my client lived with anyone, did you?
I didn't even know what he looked like. That could have been him.
You thought he lived by himself. Isn't that true?
I did not think that. I didn't know where he lived with, who he lived with.
Right? So somebody told you he lived with his mom and his brother, or you didn't know that?
I did not know he stayed with his mother.
His brother.
I did not know he stayed with his brother.
So you were surprised when the brother opened the door, right? Or you didn't know if that was Travis or the brother at that point?
I wasn't surprised, but I didn't know who that was.
And no one attacked the brother, right? At first, when he came out, nobody beat him up or hurt him, right?
Correct.
Why were you cognizant, or why were you aware there was cameras facing you?
It's pretty obvious. You're walking up a driveway, you see a camera.
You just
pointing
said it
directly at
wasn't
you.
obvious. You just said you didn't look. You
I just
didn't
remember at
know.
least
Oh my
one.
God.
One from the front door facing out?
I don't remember exactly where it was at, but I remember making a mental note about it.
It was obvious it was there, right?
Yep.
Remember the ones inside the house facing out too, or you don't remember those?
No.
You're not saying they weren't there, you just didn't see them.
Correct.
Okay. And then after you find out it's not Travis, because your friends or your brothers are asking this man, where's your brother at, or where's Travis at, right?
Correct.
Right? And then you said the mom came out next?
Correct.
And you knew she was the mom because she was obviously the right age to be a mother?
Overruled.
Like, how'd you know it was the mom?
Lucky guess.
Okay, it wasn't that hard to figure that out, right?
Yeah.
And when the mom comes out, you still don't leave, do you?
No.
She starts yelling at you guys, saying, look, this is on my camera. Check this out. Right?
Sustained.
Wrong.
So isn't it true the mom came outside and started showing you her phone?
I disagree with that statement.
Okay. Isn't it true the mom started yelling and telling you all, she has everything on camera. We don't want no problems. You all need to leave. Something to that. No, maybe not the exact words, but something to that effect. Isn't that true, sir?
I don't remember that, honestly.
So the mom came out and didn't say a word as your testimony, or what's your testimony about what the mom said?
I don't. She may have said words, but I don't remember what she said.
Weren't paying attention to her?
Just so much more happened throughout that night that's very minimal to me.
Huh? You didn't care if his mom was there, did you?
Nope.
You were going to take care of business, right?
I'm gonna keep saying my words and defend Dom's honor, Dominique.
Okay. Why didn't you wait till daylight when maybe it would be a little safer for everybody? Any reason why you didn't do that?
This wasn't my plan or anything like that. I just got a phone call and I just went along with everything that was happening.
They said no, right?
I had the option to say no.
There's no way you would do that, right?
Under different circumstances, I don't know, for that situation, that exact situation, there was no way I was saying no.
Okay. You would agree it was kind of a long fight, right?
I don't know what a long fight is.
Your words previously. You want me to show you where you said them?
Yeah, please.
Same statement. Go to page 24, line 20 to 25, please.
What lines?
20 to 25.
Pineapple
Okay,
Slushy
so
says, "Are we wanting Travis to
If you're
get
saying
off?"
5 minutes long,
I don't
fight,
care.
then
I just want.
yeah, I would say
I
that's a
want.
long fight.
I want justice to be done. I want to see if the prosecution proves their case beyond a reasonable doubt to me.
That's what I said.
I don't
5
care whether
minutes.
they do or not. I just want to see what happens. If no vested interest in the outcome of this case.
Isn't it true when you were asked the question?
Just
The
make
physical fight that's occurring.
the
Are
jury
you staying
verdict
in one
fair
spot?
and
Are you
reasonable.
moving around? Described for the court. And your words are, it was kind, I would say, a long fight. Or I would say probably like 5 minutes. So we started off the driveway and then you keep going on. We ended up in the road and yeah, it was all over the place. So it wasn't in one spot. Those are your words, long fight, right? You said that.
Okay.
True?
I did.
5 minutes as long as you did.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't even ask you.
I thought you.
Let me finish my question. The question wasn't whether it was a long fight. All I asked if it was saying in one spot was the question, the fight. And you said it was a long fight, 5 minutes. So you said long fight, right? Well, whichever lawyer asked you, I'm sorry, maybe the state asked you that question. Sorry. Remember saying long fight? Your words?
Correct.
Okay. Now you want us to believe it was a short fight, right?
Well, the word long is subjective. So
Well, you said it.
So do you agree now or disagree that it was a long fight?
It's objective. to
I
you.
guess I
It's-
agree because I said it.
Okay. Okay, so it was a long fight. Now that means that's subjective.
ended up
He said
started at
long.
the
He doesn't
front
know what
door,
long
right?
means. He thinks it was short. Now he thinks it was long again.
In front of the like garage area or like the front driveway.
Okay, well, it was right on the front patio as soon as the door opens up, right?
Wrong. It wasn't directly in front of the door. It was
Driveway area is where it started?
yeah, at the end of his drive. Well,
And you're saying that Mr. Rudolph attacked your brother, Keyshawn, right?
correct.
Okay. For no reason.
Correct.
And that's how the fight started, according to you. Correct?
Yep, correct.
Okay.
Well, I think the witnesses were prepared a lot by the prosecution, which is shocking. But they're using words, they're using key phrases, they're using words that probably normally wouldn't be used in normal situations, but they don't know how to deal with someone up
Like
in
a
their
viewing
face.
of gun. Is that what you're saying?
You know what a gun show is?
It depends on what you mean. Like people selling guns.
Selling them, displaying them.
Yes, correct.
Things about guns, buying, selling, all kind of things.
Correct.
Hundreds and hundreds of vendors in the South Florida Fairground.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I'm talking about.
I just wanted you to be specific.
No problem. You've been to gun shows before, right?
Correct.
You have interest in guns, don't you, sir?
At the time of the incident,
And
I had no
Chandler's
interest
back.
of guns. After the incident,
Do you
I
miss me?
gained an interest for guns.
You went to the gun shows before the incident happened. Isn't that true?
We on cross?
Have I ever been to a gun show before that happened? Yes. Did I have a gun? No.
You had Keyshawn's gun be in your pocket, not the day this happened, according to you, but before that, you put the gun in the pocket, right?
Correct. Not this day, but when he got it.
All right. If you agree or disagree that Dominique Jones' relationship with Mr. Travis Rudolph is none of your business?
It is, but I'll allow it. And then we're going to move on to something else.
All right, thank you. Would you agree with that, sir?
Would I agree that their situation has nothing to do with me?
Their relationship, no problems. Has nothing to do with you.
Only up until the point when somebody begins to put their hands on somebody. If it has something to do with Keyshawn, then it has something to do with me. So
Was she injured, Dominique?
I'm not 100% sure.
You saw her when it happened, after it happened, right?
Later that night,
You see absolutely no injuries on her at all, did you, sir?
I did not see it. No.
You would agree. I mean, obviously, people wear hoodies for different reasons. Usually, it's cold or it's just a habit, right? Right?
Correct.
You would agree that your friend Keyshawn, who you know very well, puts his hoodie up when he starts getting mad or angry, right?
Correct.
Okay, interesting.
It's an interesting quirk. Very specific. By the way, I hope my volume is a little better. I noticed
Never
in
took
the
any
chat.
photographs of you after this altercation when you were at the gas station, did they?
No, they did not.
You had no injuries at all, right?
I had a cut on my face, going down my face from his brother trying to scrape my eyes out.
All right, so you're pointing to your right eye, right?
Correct.
And how long or where was the scrape exactly? So
It was from the corner of my eye down to like right here. It was just a cut. It wasn't nothing too crazy though.
pointing from the bridge of your nose on your right eye coming down.
Around my cheekbone area.
How many inches would you say?
I would say like 3, maybe 2 or 3.
Clearly visible, right?
Clearly visible.
You have to be almost blind not to see it if someone was standing next to you, right?
Correct.
Did you show that to the police?
Did I show it to them?
Yeah.
No, because it was nighttime and I didn't even know I had it till the next day.
You didn't know you had a
Was it visible
3-inch
that
cut
night, or
right
did
by
you
your
not till the next
eye?
day?
Yeah,
Until
I
the
don't
next
know. I
day.
didn't have a mirror after SB died. I saw it when I woke up the next morning.
Police had lots of flashlights out there, didn't they?
What?
I'm sure they did, but I didn't know I had it on my face.
Did the
So
detective
somebody
say,
tried to
"Hey, can I get a
scrape your
picture of it?"
eyes out, and you
No,
were
they didn't.
concerned.
And when you saw it the next day, did you bother calling the police and saying, "Hey, check this out. This just came out. This is what happened to me"?
You kind of need your
No, I did
eyes for
not.
a lot of things.
Because I was devastated by the death that happened the day before.
Oh, when you're at the hospital, you went to the hospital, right?
Correct.
Plenty of police officers there, right?
Correct.
Tell any of them.
I was still devastated and not worried about a cut on my face.
Right?
I mean, all right, if you say so.
When Mr. Rudolph comes out of the home with the firearm, now you see him with the gun, right?
Wrong. I never saw him with a gun.
Okay, so it's your testimony you stopped beating up my client's brother, Daryl or DJ. Why?
Because I wanted to leave.
And if you wanted to leave, why did you go over and give him a sucker punch?
Because not everybody was at the car and I was helping Sebastian.
Okay, so you didn't see Mr. Rudolph come out of the house with the gun, is what you're telling us.
Correct.
All right, let me same statement, page 88, lines 6 through 9. Read that to yourself, please.
Page 88.
Yes, sir. 88, lines 6 through 9. Statement from November 9th, 2021.
Reading.
Finish?
Yep.
And it's true when you were asked by whatever lawyer. So after you sucker punched this guy, why did you stop? And your answer was because I knew he was going in his house to get a gun. Isn't that true what you said?
Correct.
So you knew he was getting a gun.
Did he announce it?
Sustained.
Those are two completely different questions. You said, did I see him with the gun?
All right, stop. Wait for the next question.
You're right about that, and I'll correct that. So you stopped fighting because you knew he was just about to come out with a gun.
Exactly.
Okay. And you knew after what just happened, it's going to get dangerous because y'all went there with guns and somebody threatened. Well, let me ask you this. Did you see Tyler point a gun during the fight against Mr. Rudolph, Travis Rudolph, the gentleman here today? Did you see Tyler point a gun at him during this fight?
No, I never saw that.
Were you in the fight with Mr. Rudolph exclusively, or were you back and forth fighting both the brothers?
It was back and forth fighting both.
Would you agree that was 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 at any given time
Yeah, that was the judge
during the main fight when it first started?
I would disagree. I believe it was 2-on-1 the entire time.
Right. And when you get back to the Cadillac, you never saw Tyler in the Cadillac before you left. Isn't that true, sir?
Correct.
And Tyler could have been standing outside the car pointing a gun at the Rudolph brothers, and you don't know if he did or didn't because you couldn't see what he was doing, right?
He could have done that. I did not see. I wasn't there.
No, thank
You
you.
would duck down.
Thank you very much.
In the car
says
getting
the
shot at,
defense
yes.
lawyer.
You would duck down, right?
Correct.
So you don't know what your brother Tyler was doing. You don't even know if the door was open or closed, do you? The back door you jumped in. You don't even know if that was open or closed, right?
Correct.
So if Tyler was standing behind the back door pointing a gun at the Rudolph brothers, you don't know if he was or wasn't. You couldn't see.
Correct.
All right, we're going to take a break here for just a moment. Let's see. That would be Mr. Colon. Come on up, sir. Don't be afraid. Just come on up. There's nothing to be afraid about. Come on. Yeah.
What?
Nothing to be afraid of. Is that normal? What is he talking
I have
about?
no idea what's going on.
Well, that was weird.
Hmm. Wow.
How do you feel about this witness, Jeff? What do you think?
He's just getting lit up. It's bad.
All right, that was a personal message for Mr. Colon unrelated to this trial. All right, continue with cross-examination. Actually, on your way up, let me speak with both sides, please, real quickly.
All right. Let's fast forward through whatever this is.
I don't feel like the state is really proving their case. They have terrible witnesses.
Well, they may be proving their case. They may be giving evidence mixed in with all this, but the witnesses are so bad they're getting destroyed, and anything helpful to the prosecution they're saying is just being way overshadowed by the absolute crap testimony they're giving.
Yeah, because it looks like they were turning to leave when whoever it was that was shot got shot. Sebastian, I believe, was the one who was shot and killed. But you're right, it is overshadowed, and it's hard to ignore, especially the personalities of the witnesses, which they're so unlikable. Very distracting from the evidence.
And Russell, thank you so much for the super chat. What the hell is this testimony? The dude is clearly dodgy as hell. See, this is what happens when you get an attitude,
yes,
and you try to outthink someone, you try to put them in their place. All of this goes away. None of this goes wrong if he says, no, I don't remember saying that. Or if he says, oh, I thought it was a short fight. And then the lawyer says, well, did you ever say it was a long fight? I don't remember saying that. Here's where you said that. Oh, I guess I did say that. Yeah, I guess it was a long fight. I had a better memory then than I do now.
I think the jury is like juries can tell when somebody recollects something naturally versus when it sounds scripted. And they might not have professional inclinations towards that, but it's like, you can kind of tell when people are being deceptive or when they're being coached.
Well, even if it's
primed,
prepared. Just if you don't know something, just say, I don't know. I don't recall. Don't say, I didn't say that. I don't recall saying that, but because he was doing this because he was beaten on the one. You just shut up and just say, I don't know.
Yeah, I must have missed that. They're combative, these witnesses. Like they really like to fight.
They did that through the whole thing.
which makes sense if you have something to hide. If you were involved in an action that led to the death of somebody that I mean, you're trying to avoid charges. This is bad for all of them. I really
It's
don't
not
know
really
how they haven't
something
been
to
charged.
hide. They're just disrespectful.
Well,
They
they
just,
are.
they're the opponent lawyer. They think this is the Jerry Springer show. They think it's, well, even Judge Judy wouldn't put up with this stuff. They just think it's one of these fake TV reality court show things where they get to mouth off to the judge and say whatever they want whenever they want to say it. It's just disrespectful, and I know they've been told by the prosecution how to act in court.
Oh yeah, they've been
But
reprimanded several times, especially Dominique. She was the most disrespectful witness. But I mean, they don't really have
even
any
before,
respect
they're
for
going to
court.
tell the witnesses, answer these questions, just answer the questions you're asked, be respectful, don't do this, don't do that. You'll be given some guidelines. They're just disrespectful snot rags, every last one of them. And they think they're better than the guy. They want to stick it to the defendant. They're trying to outsmart the lawyer. And so they start mouthing off, smarting off, not thinking things through. They can't remember what they said 5 minutes ago. And it's a mess. Russell again. Oh, sorry. Girls got to defend this girl's honor. Yeah, he keeps saying that I had to defend her honor. So let's go to this guy's house at midnight to give this guy a beat down. Yeah. Yep. She's got to defend.
What's so special about her? What's so great about Dominique? I mean, she's
her friend. It's his best friend's sister. And
So
someone's put the smack down allegedly on his best friend's sister. So he had to go to the guy's house in the middle of the night, as you said. The prosecution said couldn't wait to the morning. The defense that couldn't wait to the morning. You couldn't do it in the daytime. You couldn't call the police to have him arrested. You had to go to his house in the middle of the night to give him a beat down to defend the honor of your friend's sister over something that you're not involved in and had no idea.
when she's kind of a hoe. I mean, the thing is, he's like, oh, we're going there to look for Travis. He's never met Travis before. He's just in on this whole thing. I feel like there's a lot of culpability that kind of leaks through in the way that they answer their questions, especially with Dominique, her defensiveness when they brought up all of those Google searches, self-defense.
I don't think it's being defensive. I just think it's being a snotty bitch. And this guy's being a snotty bitch too.
Well, to be fair, a lot of people don't know how to act in court, but these people, they've all had depositions. They have all been, instructed on how to behave. I'm sure they have attorneys. It's very disappointing to see, but, I mean, I guess it's somewhat entertaining. It makes the trial a little more interesting.
The prosecution. The prosecution's just got to be just hating themselves.
Well, where are we going with
their
this?
witnesses are just being crushed.
Like, how do you feel the jury is handling, taking in all this information? Because I don't think that the state is really doing it,
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen. I mean, I've watched all of this up until now. I was sad I couldn't come on the other night because I was about to go to bed, but this is really entertaining. The state is failing miserably, and I love watching the state fail. I really do.
If he did it, I hope the state proves it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the state fail if this guy is guilty of murder.
I know. Maybe I'm biased.
If he didn't act as, I don't want them to fail. I want to see what the witness shows, and I want the jury to base a decision on what the witness shows.
Well, you're the lawyer. I'm just a layperson, so I get to have unencumbered opinions that are maybe a little bit more controversial. But I agree. You're reining me in. I appreciate that.
No, the state. We want the state to keep criminals off the street.
But if he was provoked, I mean, imagine being confronted at night by these people and, you're like sleeping, you're coming out with your shirt off, it's like he was probably in bed, right? And then his mom comes out. Like, it just sounds awful for everybody.
But that's where we diverged, though. As the prosecution said during the opening statements, murder begins where self-defense ends.
That's true.
After the fight was over, if it's over and there's no more threat, he doesn't have a right to shoot them.
That's fair.
So,
yeah.
If they were literally going away, if they had disengaged, if the threat was finished and they were just piling in her car and he gets pissed and decides he's just going to shoot up the car, I hope they prove it and he goes to jail. On the other hand, if, as the defense is saying, someone at some point while they were getting into the car or after they got in the car pointed a weapon at him and he fired in self-defense, then I hope that prevails. We've just got to see what evidence is presented and whether that proves beyond a reasonable doubt that he's guilty of murder in the first degree and attempted murder on 3 other counts. So I hope the truth prevails.
I appreciate that. The truth should prevail. You're right. I'm anti-state, but I gotta rein that in.
Like I said, I want the state to win if the guy is guilty.
That's fair. That's reasonable. Yeah. Thank you for being the reasonable voice in the panel. I'm just a troublemaker.
Shooting with him, did you? Just heard the shots.
Never seen him.
Then you went straight down.
I went straight down.
You were pushed by Tyler.
I don't know exactly, but I would say correct.
What you said earlier.
We don't know how many guns were there.
Correct.
Right. When Tyler pushed you, that's before the gunshots even went off, right?
Correct.
I don't know what was in Tyler's mind when he pushed you, do you?
He said in his mind.
Yes, sir.
His mind was to get into the car.
He never got in the car, did he?
I'm not Tyler, so I don't know.
You couldn't see he shot in front of you, could you, at the moment or a few moments before the shooting started? Because you were pushed down, right?
I couldn't see Keyshawn.
Yes, sir. Not, right.
Yeah, correct. I couldn't see him.
All right. And you couldn't see Sebastian either, right?
You're talking about during the shooting, right?
Oh, I'm talking before the shooting. Moments before, when you got pushed down, before the shooting starts, you couldn't see what Sebastian was doing other than he was in front of you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All you could see is Sebastian's here, right?
I couldn't see anything.
Okay. So you can't tell this jury what Sebastian was or was not doing the moment the shots rang out, could you, sir?
He was sitting in his chair.
Other than that, you can't say what he was doing because you couldn't see what he was doing at all.
I cannot speak for anybody at that time. No, correct.
Okay. In your testimony, you and your friend, your buddy, best friend, Keyshawn, sorry, flagged the police down?
Where are we jumping from the shooting to the?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're jumping on.
Only one place you guys flagged the police down, right?
I know. I'm just saying you're all over the place. So I just want to be clear.
At the gas station.
See, that's
now
not.
we're there.
You
Okay,
don't say that shit. Don't say,
I
oh, you're
jumped
all over
out
the place.
and
Or
I
you're
flagged
skipping
down
to
the
this.
police
Just
officer.
shut up and answer the question.
Both of you flagged down the police officer, according to you.
Because I mean, this is literally
I
him
don't remember
thinking
if
he's
I said
getting
that,
one
but I know
over on
that
the
I was the one
prosecutor.
who
I mean,
did
on the defense lawyer, putting the defense lawyer in his place, when really all he's doing is making it less likely that the guy he wants to go to jail is actually going to go to jail.
That seems thematic of these witnesses so far. They all think they are smarter
Okay,
than
yes.
the attorney.
All right, so both of you guys flagged them down, right?
And
Flag
they're
the police
really
down.
not.
Correct.
And how do you flag the police down? You guys jumping up and down with your hands waving?
Basically, yes.
All right. And before the police got there, you both were out of your car, right?
I don't remember where Keyshawn was at specifically, but I know I was outside the car.
Okay. Did the police ever ask you where you went before they showed up in terms of the gas station?
No.
I'm wrapping it up, Judge.
All righty.
Couple minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
You didn't know that your good friend Dominique, well, your best friend's sister, was married, did you?
No.
At the time she was in a relationship with Mr. Rudolph.
No.
You didn't discuss those kind of things with her, right?
Correct.
You know how she even met Mr. Rudolph, Dominique?
I have no idea.
You've never been involved in anything in their relationship other than this night when Keyshawn unfortunately got shot, right?
When Keyshawn what?
Unfortunately shot.
Keyshawn was shot?
No.
Keyshawn, Sebastian, I apologize.
Okay. Before this night, I had nothing to do with anything between our relationships. So correct.
You know that they were on the rocks for about a month? Well, you don't know that, do you?
No.
Okay. Besides Tyler calling you, who else called you or texted you or instant messaged you or whatever words you want to use communicated by your cell phone before you that night? Anyone else?
Besides before everything happened?
Or yes, sir. Let's start with before.
No, there's no one who called me besides Tyler.
Okay. And no one texted you, instant messaged you, FaceTimed you, whatever words you want to use.
Nobody.
How about right after?
After everything happened?
Yes, sir. After the police let you go and you went back to Tyler's house to get your car, sir. Receive any calls? Text messages, instant messages, FaceTime?
No.
Instagram?
No.
From nobody?
No. Nobody.
The whole night? The whole morning?
I don't remember if anybody called my phone specifically, but I know Keyshawn was getting calls.
And did he have a new phone at that point? If you know.
He didn't have his phone. So maybe they were calling my phone for him because he didn't have his phone with him. And so we probably spoke to.
No problem. I want to know if you remember. If you don't remember, that's okay.
All right, I don't remember.
Okay. Why didn't you want Keyshawn to go with you and Tyler and Sebastian over to Travis Rudolph's home?
Why did I want them to
Why
come?
would you not want Keyshawn to go with you to Travis Rudolph's home?
Did I say I didn't? Could you repeat your question?
Did you want, let me ask you another way. Did you want, before you went to
Yeah, this guy doesn't deal with double negatives well.
Did you want or did you not want Keyshawn to go with you?
It was his situation. I was going if he was going. If he wasn't going, then I wasn't going.
We don't know how many guns there were.
I'd like to know that.
Isn't it
So he's
true?
just a ride or
And I'll
die.
show you this. You previously said you didn't want him to go with you.
Show me.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
Challenging the attorney. Show me.
Sorry, it's coming out, but everything's there.
If you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
See, this is the thing. Again,
Remember giving
show
the
me.
deposition a sworn
Show me where I
statement?
said that. And then he's going to show him
Yes.
and he's going to look like a
July
lying
27th,
asshole.
2021.
Instead of saying, I don't recall saying that.
And those
There's
prosecutors
ways
there?
of talking.
Correct.
Me? Remember that?
Yeah.
Ms. Perlette, is that a yes?
Yeah.
Ms. Perlette?
Who?
Ms. Perlette, this other lawyer?
I wonder
don't-
about the
I don't know.
makeup of the
Remember a court
jury.
report? Remember a lady typing everything down that we were all saying?
It's got to rub the jury wrong.
All right, so you're giving a statement under oath. What's
All right, so
Go
you
ahead.
gave a sworn statement under oath, right?
Correct.
All right, if you can go to page 49, line 5 through 9.
What was the lines?
5 through 9.
You just misphrased me so bad. Okay.
Okay, so you take that a different way,
No,
right?
ask your question again.
All right.
Same question because you just said something completely different.
Yeah, you know what? I take that back. You're correct.
I know.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't want him to go over there by himself, is what you said.
Exactly. So
Oh, okay, because
Take his book back.
he has a career, right?
See, look at that's so fucking disrespectful. I mean, he did score one. Give him there. Where he said he didn't want him to go, but what he said was I didn't want him to go alone. So score one for the witness, like 1 out of a bajillion. Now we're buffering. Score 1 out of a bajillion, but then he has to go and do the dick move and take your book back with you and toss the book there. It just looks bad.
Yeah, I can't
you would've
imagine
played
any
it-
jury liking this guy.
If he would have played it cool and just said, show me, which I thought was really aggressive anyway, but if he knew how it was going to turn out, that would be great. And then he shows him, just let him ask the question. What was your answer? And then he reads it and it's a different answer. Then the attorney looks like a dick. This guy won on that point, but he comes out still looking like the dick because he got all smart mouthy and throwing the book around. And this annoys me that we're buffering. There we go.
All he had to do was say, I don't recall saying that. Can you show me where, please, so that I can refresh my recollection?
Well, if he knew that the lawyer was wrong, then show me would have been a great answer because then the lawyer goes, oh, yeah, I'll show you. And then he says, read it. And it's a different statement. Then the lawyer looks like a jerk. You just smile and move on. But with this deal he does at the end, I think makes him look like a dick, even though he was right. Yeah, that's what I said. And then take your book with you.
You didn't want him to go over there by himself, is what you said.
exactly. So
Oh, okay, because
Take his book back.
he has a career, right?
Take your book back too.
future. Yeah. Yeah.
Smartest guy you know.
Exactly.
Why would you be
I think
worried about his
likability of
career or
witnesses is
future
important for their credibility.
Oh,
under
yeah.
these circumstances? Why?
Why would I be worried about his future or career?
Yeah, before any of this happened, why would you not want him to go by himself and worry about it? Since he's the smartest guy you know, he has a great career ahead of him, promising career in your mind. Why would you not want him to go by himself?
Because Keyshawn is in school, medical school to be exact. It's a very intense
No, he's not. He's
degree
pre-med.
to get. He shouldn't have to have distractions like this in his life when he's trying to be much greater than something like this. That's why I was
Then
worried
maybe
for
he
his
shouldn't
future.
Yeah,
Go
maybe
in the
shouldn't
first
do it.
place.
You
Maybe
knew
you should just
something
hang
was
back.
about to go down, right?
No, but I could say I know it's not the best situation to be in.
Your job to protect Keyshawn, right?
I'm not gonna say it's my job, but I would definitely step in if I can.
I mean, these are a bunch of young, stupid people who made a bad
You weren't gonna
decision.
let this slide, right?
Now this other guy's
do you
paying for
mean?
it,
Mhm.
What happened-
from what I
allegedly
see.
happened to Miss Jones, Dominique Jones. You weren't gonna let
Correct
that
me if I'm
slide, right?
wrong.
Correct, I guess.
Right? And calling the police, you don't. That's not how you operate. There's no chance you were calling the police to report what happened to Dominique, right?
Correct.
Life lesson. If someone puts hands on your sister, do you take care of yourself or call the cops? If someone puts hands on your
You don't think what you
friend's
did was wrong,
sister,
correct?
stay out of it.
Correct.
You still don't.
If it wasn't for the result of what happened, then I would believe that we were doing nothing wrong.
I mean, this guy looks skinny. What was he bringing? The muscle? Because I don't see it. He had to have been packing. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong.
Jim, stop putting
TikTok?
spoilers in the
TikTok?
chat. Let us figure this out as we go along.
I don't know. I believe so.
Why smile? Is that funny, TikTok?
That's a crazy question to ask.
Okay.
I missed the
And
crazy
that's true.
question.
You
as I
sent a
was talking.
TikTok video by text to Tyler and Keyshawn on 10:26 p.m. the day of the before your good friend passed away.
I don't remember.
And then true at 10:33, you FaceTimed.
Sure. Once again, feel free to stand up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen, remembering and obeying the cardinal rules.
TikTok video. He didn't have I thought he didn't have any social media things. Yes, he did.
Oh, somebody asked about TikTok. TikTok yes or TikTok no? Is Valhalla in the chat? Hey, Valhalla. I like Valhalla's commentary last night. You were really funny. Asked really good questions, too. I like the way you've done this one, Jeff. You have like different guests on, at different times, and it's entertaining that way. Happy to be here.
Oh, thanks. Wow, this is a long deal here.
Yeah.
Nick Naylor says, "How is every single person involved not in jail?" Again, they're victims in the prosecution's eyes, because this guy committed murder in their eyes. So if you start charging all of your witnesses and the
Yes,
victims,
please.
then that undermines your
Around 10:30 that night, the night before.
arguments as far as the
6th,
guy committing
before
murder.
The shooting happened.
They went for the big
Remember
one,
Tyler FaceTiming you?
I guess.
No, I don't remember that.
How did he call you? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Somehow he contacted you and told you what's going on.
Yeah, either FaceTime or regular call, but
All right. You know anyone named Hack or Hacksaw?
yes.
Who's that?
It's just a mutual friend that we all have.
Did you see Tyler talking to someone named Hacksaw while he was FaceTiming actually in the car on the way to Mr. Rudolph's home?
No.
You see Tyler even using his phone on the way to Mr. Rudolph's home?
No, probably he was probably on his phone doing something, but I don't remember.
You ever become aware that Mr. Hack saw? What's his real name? Do you know his real name?
His real name is Hackshaw.
Real name.
His last name is Hackshaw. Yeah.
First name.
John.
John Hackshaw.
Yeah.
Is he the same age
Is
as
he
you?
Native American? What's
Around,
up with
yeah.
that?
Where does he live? Roughly what area?
I prefer not to say.
Palmy County.
Yeah.
Any reason you don't want to say?
He has nothing to do with any of this.
Right. Do you ever come aware that somebody may have, if you know, someone invited him to come to 550 Teak Drive before this happened?
I have no idea.
Did you see him over at that area when this whole incident happened?
No, no, not at all.
Or about after it happened, did you see him in the area?
I didn't see Hackshaw for no.
I love when the witness decides what's relevant to the case. My favorite thing. Hacksaw. Who's Hacksaw? This is his real name, apparently.
When you saw Tyler without his shirt on earlier today, you had a little reaction. What was that?
You're just jumping all over the place.
Doesn't matter. Answer the damn
He
question.
doesn't have to stick to a particular
I know
timeline, so answer the
exactly why I did
question.
that. That's why I did it.
You understand the question?
I understand the question. You didn't.
Why'd you have a reaction when you saw him without a shirt?
Oh, you're talking about that.
Yes.
Oh,
They all have ADHD or
no,
something.
I didn't have a. Actually, I did have a reaction, but it's just funny seeing the footage. I have never seen the ring camera footage of that night, so that's why I had a reaction.
Oh, it's
Surprised you took
funny.
your shirt off?
I was surprised seeing camera footage of the night.
Okay, you didn't even realize he took his shirt off when you were there, did you?
I didn't care.
Didn't matter if he was ready to beat someone up or not. You didn't care. Right?
Yeah, it didn't matter. That's what he wanted to do. That's what he wanted to do.
You know, growing up and as a guy, when you take your shirt off, that you're ready to fight usually, unless you're going to the beach or taking a shower, right? No secret, right?
You could say that.
Oh, can you say that?
I'm not going to say that taking your shirt off signifies that you're going to try to fight somebody.
In this circumstances, would you agree that's what he was doing or don't agree?
I can agree that someone may believe that.
That he believed that? Tyler, if you know.
No, I'm talking about your client may believe that somebody's trying to fight him with their shirts off.
All right, it was pretty cool that night, right? It wasn't hot.
Don't remember.
Oh, see, now you
take
said
your
the
shirt off,
magic
did you?
words. It's what
Correct.
the defendant
Did you see
believed
Tyler having a gun
as far
tucked
as
in his
threats
waist
against him are
No.
when
concerned.
he was at the house?
And you just said he could
You didn't
believe
see a
that.
gun at all, is your testimony,
Idiot.
right?
Answer the damn
Did
question.
not see any gun.
From Tyler.
Correct.
I
know
mean,
now
can't
he had a gun,
testify to
right?
somebody else's state of
Found
mind,
that out,
can
yes.
he?
Because the police found it, right?
That's why he said,
Correct.
if you know.
You would agree or disagree, let me ask you this way, that there was punching, kicking, and a lot of screaming, that you guys were fighting loud enough for the neighbors to hear it, right?
I would say, I guess, yeah, I agree.
You guessing or you agree with
Yes, I agree.
it? Okay.
It's normally
You agree
all
that
or
if
nothing with
you didn't
pleading the
defend
fifth.
yourself
You're-
correctly, you could have been seriously injured, right?
You're saying, could you repeat your question?
Yeah, during this fight, if you didn't defend yourself properly or correctly, you could have been seriously injured. It
Correct.
wasn't a joke,
Correct.
a real fight.
Correct.
And you would agree that anyone involved in this fight, including Travis Rudolph and his brother Daryl Rudolph, it would be reasonable for them to believe they could also be severely injured fighting against two guys, right?
Overruled.
You were there, you saw the fight. Don't you agree that they could have easily been seriously injured if they didn't try to defend themselves?
If they felt that way, then he shouldn't have started a fight with us.
I'm asking you, not how he felt. You understand.
I don't know if that's how he feels.
Okay, I'm asking your opinion from watching and being in this fight. Isn't it true that Mr. Rudolph's brother could have reasonably believed he could have been severely injured while fighting against two guys?
He could have. I guess.
You agree that you said that before in the oath?
I don't remember.
Want to see it?
Show me.
Page 134 of the deposition,
That was almost a good answer.
taken on July 27, 2021.
Lowlands
Page
Angle says
134,
you would
line
agree.
18
Is that an
22.
assumption or a question? I'm not a native English speaker. I get confused. He's asking it as a question, a leading question. He wants him to say,
He
yes,
had a
I
reason to
agree.
believe that.
That would be reasonable for them to believe they could have been seriously injured. You said that, right?
I'm not saying reasonable. I said he has a reason to believe that.
Okay, so you're just taking my words and changing them a little, right?
I answered.
Sustained. Next question, please.
Okay.
A reason to believe.
This was a serious
reasonable
fight,
belief.
not a
Okay.
little fight that you told the jury earlier, right?
Wrong. It wasn't that serious.
Okay. So how could people get seriously injured if it wasn't that serious?
Nobody got seriously injured besides
what
when
they
he
got.
shot us.
Okay.
At us.
All right.
I'm sorry, wasn't somebody murdered?
No, nobody got seriously injured except for when the
Are you
guy
kidding?
shot us. What about the 3-inch cut under your eye, dude?
Yeah.
You would agree in some areas during this fight, it was dark out and it was a little hard to see because things were happening so fast, right?
Could you repeat your question?
Yeah, where this fight took place in many different parts of in front of the house, in the driveway, multiple places, right?
Correct.
And when it got away from the house, it was dark in some areas, right?
Correct.
And things were happening so fast, correct?
Correct.
All right. You
He
found
looks
out
so
on the way to
uncomfortable.
Mr. Rudolph's home that he had
I
a
was
gun,
going to say,
right?
sit still.
Yes, correct.
Right. And you still went.
I was in the car.
But he got out, right?
Fidgety.
Just say, buddy, just let me off. I'm not going with you guys. Right?
I could have.
Still went, no matter what.
Correct.
Right? And when the shots rang out, there was only 3 men in Keyshawn's black Cadillac belonging to his mom, correct?
I can't tell you what was happening while there were shots fired, but I can only tell you what happened after the shots stopped.
Go to page 198, lines 10 through 24. It'll be deposition dated July 27, 2021, please. Page 198, lines 10 to 24.
8, 10 to 24. All right. There was 3 of us.
You agree, you said under oath previously that there was only 3 of you in the car when the shots rang out, correct?
Correct.
And the only one not in the car was Mr. Tyler Robinson, correct?
Correct.
The parenthetical statement there is, and he was outside of the car
right, any
pointing a
redirect?
gun at my client,
Okay.
wasn't he?
Did you accomplish that other task that I set for you? Okay, go ahead.
All right, redirect.
What do you want? Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
So, Jeff, do you think that's what happened? You think they were pointing a gun outside the car?
Well, it's a reasonable explanation.
I think so.
It's a possibility. See if the state
Difficult
can
to
disprove
know.
it.
It's too bad the ring camera quality is not, high def,
Judge,
especially at
I saw
night.
my redirect state would be requesting permission to publish states 31.
All right,
to
looks like we got
assist
about
in this
15
part.
more
31,
minutes
all right.
here.
Is there more after this for this day?
Nope. It's
Really?
2:30 a.m. here.
Oh my gosh. So we're almost
The
done.
video
then.
is getting set up. I have
How
a
can
few
they clean this
questions.
up? That's for the prosecution to figure
You,
out. They've got a
During
rough,
your cross-examination,
rough
said that
job ahead of them.
the jury can believe whatever it wants to believe. Why did you say that?
That was a dumb. fucking thing
Honestly,
to say.
this situation is so personal and just I lived through this situation. Honestly, I'm not here to prove a point or prove a story to anybody. I'm just here to answer the questions.
All right. Now, there are moments in the cross-examination that you were asked about various statements that were made. Did you recall with perfect clarity those statements that have been given over the course of the 2 years since this shooting?
I'm sorry, could you repeat your question?
Did you remember with perfect clarity all the statements that you've provided over the 2 years since this shooting?
No.
Okay. I want to, for instance, go to one of the last things that you were asked about. And this is about who was in the car at the time the shooting started, okay? If I may approach the witness again with states, I'm sorry, not state, it's a deposition transcript, same page, 198.
All right.
It should be the same number. And starting from about line 18 or so, if you could read the entirety of the rest of that page.
And that's on what page?
198, Judge,
Thank
of
you.
the deposition. Are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were asked by Mr. Shiner whether or not there were 3 of you in the car or not. Do you recall that question on cross-examination?
Correct.
I'm sorry. The objection is overruled.
Do you recall that question?
Correct.
Okay. Was your answer complete at you knew that Keyshawn, Sebastian, and yourself were in the vehicle?
Was my answer complete?
Yeah, meaning is that all that you said regarding that issue? Or is there more in that page?
I said I couldn't track him because there was a bunch of shots going on, so I couldn't completely tell you where he was at.
So the answer to the question is you knew they were definitely there, but you couldn't remember where Tyler was because of all the shots coming at you.
Exactly.
It's well.
I'm just trying to
hang on.
clarify
It's
that.
neither impeachment nor refreshing recollection. It's an improper question, however, in that it is leading. I'm sorry. No. The question was a leading question.
See, and this is
Right.
the problem.
Try another.
She could ask this question in a non-leading way, like she did in the beginning. Was there more to it or not? But client ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, and he doesn't pick up on how he's supposed to answer the non-leading question.
You think it's poor preparation?
No, he's just not smart enough to handle double negatives from the defense lawyer, and he doesn't know
Okay.
how to answer her questions.
So
I
can
think
you
it's
tell
just
us if
a
you
dumb
knew
guy.
exactly where Tyler
This
Robinson
kind of
was
hopeless
when the shots
witness.
started?
I can't
Okay. And why is that?
because I was getting shot at.
Good answer.
So it could have been next to you.
Could have.
Could have been outside the car.
Sustained.
Do you know if he was next to you?
I do not know.
Do you know if he was outside the car?
I do not know.
You were asked about whether or not you could see Sebastian and Keyshawn in the front seat. Did you see them prior to the shooting starting?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And when you all drove away from the location, did anyone open any windows and throw any firearms out of the car?
No, they did not.
When the car became inoperable, what happened? Did anybody move any firearms that you saw or anything like that?
I got out the car. I went to the front side. I checked on Sebastian. I was just looking at him, trying to see, like I wasn't shaking him, but kind of touching him. And
That's not a no.
after that, I would say a minute later, I seen a police car come by and I just waved him down.
So there were no firearms.
There was no firearms in the car.
That you saw.
You were asked whether or not you later discovered that Tyler Robinson had a firearm. Do you recall that question in cross?
Yeah, I do.
And when did you find that out?
After everything had came out.
So this was after the case had started.
Exactly.
Okay. So you did not know that night.
Exactly.
Did you know the next day after the shooting?
No, I was worried about Tyler being in a hospital shot up and obviously Sebastian not being here anymore.
Okay.
He's really playing the sympathy card for his dead friend, huh?
You were also asked about your telephone and what you did with it and when 911 was called. Do you recall those questions?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have an exact memory of what time or what period of time that the call was made?
You talking about the 911 call?
Yes.
I don't have a time, but time frame.
Mhm.
It was on the drive, leaving his neighborhood area complex, whatever.
And do you recall if it was you or Keyshawn that was actually dialing 911?
I do not recall. I just know Keyshawn was definitely talking on my phone.
Do you know what was happening with the phone prior to 911 being called?
We were trying to find a hospital.
Why did that stop at some point, that trying to find the hospital?
Because the car became inoperable. It just pulled over. It started failing.
You were asked about whether or not you waved down an officer. Do you recall that question?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any reason why you would have been afraid to wave down an officer?
There's no reason at all.
Were you concerned about your friend?
I was concerned about his life, yes, but as far as trying to hide things, no, I was not.
Finish the
You were
sentence,
asked
so it's
about
not
looking
what.
for cameras when you went to the Rudolph residence. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Did you look for the cameras?
No,
They were just there in front of you.
exactly. They were just in front of me.
So why didn't you just run away when you saw cameras if you were going over there to shoot somebody?
Because I wasn't going there to shoot somebody. I was going there for a conversation.
Conversation at midnight.
Did you ever
Objection,
get the
compound
impression from
question.
anything that happened from the moment you got into Keyshawn's car to when you
Sorry,
got to
Jeff.
Mr. Rudolph's residence? That's a time period I'm talking about. Did you ever get an impression that you were all going to go shoot up Mr. Rudolph's house or Mr. Rudolph?
No, we even had a discussion that we're not bringing any guns.
This-
So,
Judge, this door
Hearsay
was
is-
open during cross.
Well, that's true. You did. So I'm going to allow it. Go ahead. Repeat the question, please.
Did you ever get the impression that you were going over there to shoot up either Mr. Rudolph or his house?
no, I never had the impression because we discussed that we're not bringing any guns. We don't want it to go down like that.
Even though your friend was told to go shoot up his shit.
And even though Keyshawn said that he wanted to bring his gun just in case
When you
something bad
said you did not
happened
care
to
about
protect
Mr.
himself,
Rudolph, what do you mean by that? You don't care
Contradictory.
I personally do not care about him, his well-being, nothing.
And why?
Because he's related to the person who killed my friend for no reason.
You were asked about
That-
Mr. I guess the brother, Daryl Rudolph's fighting ability. Did you get the impression that he could not defend
That was
himself at all or
callous.
was unable to during the fight?
No, I never got that impression. It's not like he's disabled or in a wheelchair or something. He was a fully healthy grown man.
Was he punching back?
Yes, he was.
Was he scratching back?
Trying to get my eyes out. Yes, he was.
You were asked about the severity of the fight. Were you seriously injured?
No, I was not.
What about Tyler prior to the shooting?
No, he wasn't.
What about Keyshawn prior to the shooting?
No, he wasn't.
What about the brother, Mr. Rudolph's brother?
No, he wasn't.
What about Mr. Rudolph, Travis?
No, he wasn't.
What about Miss Linda, who was outside as well?
He was untouched.
What about Sebastian?
We were all good. Nobody got seriously injured at all.
Wasn't that type of fight, right?
Exactly. It was a, I don't even know how to explain it.
I couldn't hear that. What?
It was a regular fight, like
Okay.
without bruises and black eyes and bloody noses. Just,
I thought that was what a regular fight was.
All right.
I'm so confused.
What's
Good, for the
confusing you?
record, States 31 was a
This whole
surveillance video
thing.
from the neighborhood.
Everything?
All right.
Is it everything? Because I'm having a hard
Yeah,
time with everything.
it was a regular fight. It wasn't like a fight where you punch people and
If you could
get
please
black eyes and blood.
tell me if you can
That's-
see the image on the screen. Okay, or do you need to step down to be able to better see it? Okay, wonderful.
All right, what are we looking at?
Something at a weird angle that's going to be hard to decipher. But we'll try our best.
And rolling slowly in front of the house.
They see me
You're
rolling.
seeing this particular video, Mr. Lowe?
correct.
Do you recognize yourself in this video?
Yes.
All right, and do you recognize that as being you and your friends on the night of this incident?
Yes.
All right. Keep watching, please.
Is this footage from outside the house? Because I thought they parked.
I
3
don't know.
blocks
That's what
away.
we're trying to figure out where they're going.
Or is this a different ring camera?
That's what
Are
we're
you
trying to
outside or
figure out.
inside the car at this moment?
Questions.
Outside.
Okay. Do you even remember that, Keyshawn moving up a little?
No.
Oh, that's
So when you were asked whether or not Keyshawn moved up,
not good.
were you lying when you said you did not recall that?
No.
Overruled. No, overruled.
So they pulled up by the house, stopped, got out of the car, did something, then drove further down the street.
Now, this is later, according to the video time, after midnight, 10 after midnight, okay? I want you to watch closely.
Maybe because they saw the cameras and they didn't want to park in front of the cameras. The parking 3 blocks away is just sketchy. And I love how they were like, we did it because we weren't trying to be confrontational. Who's buying this? Their story's so flimsy.
Did you see that person that was running alongside the car as it was moving?
Correct.
Okay. You don't know who that was, correct?
I do not know.
Okay. And at that moment, as far as you know, Mr. Robinson was not in the vehicle.
Correct.
Okay. Can you recognize the individual that you see there?
No.
If you could back it up a little bit for me, please.
If you could back it up for me.
Talk
Right here?
about where the vehicle is leaving. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Why am I thinking of the Thong song by Cisco now? I'm sure that's copyrighted,
That's
so
us?
I'm not going to ask you to play it,
Oh,
but
okay.
never mind.
See somebody run off to the side, another person following?
Yeah, that looks like Travis.
So Travis is running alongside the vehicle. No, it was
No,
a
a
joke.
third person walking back with Travis.
I do not know who that is.
Are we playing Smash or Pass with the
Is
prosecutor?
it fair to say that when those shots started, they did not stop for at least a while?
That is completely fair.
Just kept coming.
Yeah, maybe generous. Felt like forever.
Okay. And you could tell there was an impact to your vehicle or no?
Not like at the moment, but I mean, the glasses, the windshield's all shot up, and I know the car got shot up a lot, so I could assume that it's messed up.
I don't want you to assume anything.
Okay, so
Do you remember hearing impact on the vehicle?
yes.
Oh, yes. I remember I'm supposed to answer yes to that question.
When your vehicle became inoperable and it stopped and you were checking on your friend Sebastian,
Right.
did it ever occur to you to check his pockets?
No, not at all.
Did it ever occur to you to search anywhere in that car?
No, not at all.
Why not?
I had no reason to.
In
I'm so
retrospect,
curious about that
no.
question about
Should
the
have stayed home
guns
that
being
night?
thrown out the window.
I don't know. If I knew everything was going to plan out that way, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough question. It's like, I don't know, actually. I just don't like the result of that night. I can't tell you if I would stay home or not.
Were you expecting guns to get involved?
No,
Was that a surprise?
that was a complete surprise.
One moment to confer with co-counsel.
All right.
All right. It sounds like this is going to be the end.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, take a stand up and stretch break while I talk with the lawyers. Please, any reason why Mr. Lowe can't go on about his day? All right. Step down,
Yeah,
sir.
all
Watch
right.
yourself. Stay safe.
That's the end. That's the end of today.
Wow. Oh, sorry I talked over that last question. I feel like that was an important one.
Oh, wait, so they were on a 10-minute break. Is our 10-minute break over? Or is this just law and crime being is not allowing recording of next witness? Oh, okay.
Really? All right.
Huh. I wonder
I
why
wonder
they
why.
wouldn't. Yeah.
It's
Does
odd.
anyone know why they didn't allow the recording of the next witness? This is something I will have to search. If nobody knows, I would assume it's a minor of some sort. I
Yeah,
still think
that's
it
the
would
only
make sense.
reason that I could
Or
think of.
now we don't go to Chad Daybell. A minor or someone in witness protection, maybe.
Maybe. I don't really know the rules. You would know.
Could
better
have
than
been
I.
an undercover cop. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we're missing that piece. So how caught
Well,
up
that'll
are
give me
we?
something to look at tomorrow. I'll have to figure out who it was.
We're pretty caught up, right? You've been streaming for so long. I'm like, you've been really dedicated.
We're 2 days behind. We just
All
finished
right.
day 2. They're right now as we speak in day 4. Hopefully we'll get through most of day 3 tomorrow. I hope to be caught up on this by middle or end of next week, but yeah, we're taking our own sweet time because we want to do it right. We've got Unhung Hero saying this trial is ridiculous. I love it. Okay. Robert Lawrence says, keep going. I would, but it's 3 a.m. So time for me to go to sleep for 5 hours.
I think sleep sounds good for you. Yeah.
It does. JA says, hi, VC and CR. Congrats, CR, on reaching 1/4 of your viewing hours for monetization. So what you're saying is that your channel needs to be part of my YouTube sleep rotation to get those numbers up fast. Half for VC and half for CR. Sorry for the typo. VC should be LV. Yeah, that's me. So yeah, Chandler's working her way to the required 4,000 hours for monetization. So if you want, feel free to go over there and just put on her longest video and just keep it on replay.
I think my Solomon Anderson one is the longest one, and it's really good. I'm proud of that one. I feel like it was a great stream. Did you catch it?
I have not yet.
I really liked the results, and I thought we had a great conversation. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming more this week. I have 2 streams coming up. One on Wednesday with David Helm of MLS Law. Can I grift? Do you mind?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to mention it's a really sweet super chat, and I appreciate it. I'd love to get there. So yeah, Wednesday, MLS Law. We're going to do the Sarah Boone interview. Unfortunately, Jeff will not be able to make it for that. He's working, and I'm mad at him for not being able to come. It would be really fun to have you on. And then Thursday, I'm going to have Steve Gosney talk about his latest book. So that will be very grifty on his part, and I'm looking forward to that. And if you guys like Steve Gosney, you should come check that out. So more hours, more streaming. I'm going to try and get more streams up in general. So, I'm trying to earn it.
And how do we find you?
Well, you can search for my name, Chandler Remington, or you can just go to @RemyLegal, Remy, REMY_legal, and you are welcome to follow me, subscribe to me. I'm also on Twitter. Yeah. I'm super tired today. I actually stayed up last night, all night, watching this trial so I could be caught up for today. And as a result, I am not punchy, I am not funny, I'm a little bit fatigued, but you know what? I made it. So I just wanted to keep you company and say hey and have a fun time.
And let's
Anyway,
see, tomorrow is Wednesday here in
what are you up
Korea
to?
and most other places. So it's starting on Wednesday morning, US time, which is Wednesday evening, my time. We will start it. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it all in an hour. I would love to get all of the stuff I have to do done in 1 hour so we can spend probably start an hour early if we can. To see how my schedule looks. Start an hour early, and then that'll give me 10, 11, 12. That'll give me 5 or 6 hours. So hopefully we'll be able to get through all of day 3 tomorrow.
Nice.
But what we're going to be doing tomorrow is we're going to be doing an update on all of the outstanding cases that I'm looking at and interested in and following to see where they are and what's the next step. We'll be talking about Courtney Clenny, the OnlyFans model, Taylor Swift business, of course, lots of Taylor Swift business updates. Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the armor in the Rust shooting. Alec Baldwin's being a piece of shit again. Anderson Aldrich, who shot up the LGBTQ plus bar in Colorado. We'll be talking about him. Jesse Krasuski, or
I think you mean them. You misgendered
no,
the
just I'm
shooter.
talking. Don't interrupt the grift. It's Jesse Kraszewski, the eye drop murderer trial, will be coming up. Leilani Simon, who is charged with killing her child and dumping him in a dumpster and sending him off to the local dump. Sarah Boone, she's got some letters to the judge. Bradley Yohn, who has done lots of bad stuff, including carjacking and beating up and SAing a grandmother in her 80s. Zachariah Anderson update. So it's gonna be like 10 cases we're going through. We got to update on all of those, hopefully get it done in an hour, and then we'll be able to devote a bunch of time to trying to catch up on this trial. We've got a lot of stuff to do. And so that'll be on Wednesday. Thursday we'll be doing a truncated, probably an hour and a half version of OJ. I promise we get back to Barry Scheck on the stand. So
I think we'll have half an hour of Barry Scheck, right? If we do an hour and a half.
Deanna says it's the mom of the guy who was killed. Okay. Interesting that they wouldn't have her on stream, but okay. That's the decision they made, so that's what we live with. So Thursday will be O.J. Simpson, and then this trial again. Friday is Drex. We'll have Drex on, and then we'll do some more of this, and to see how long we can go on Friday night. We can go a long time because I don't sleep.
Are you going to be on Layback News on Friday?
Probably not. Probably be doing this.
Okay. Well, I might be. In fact, I will be, but I'm sad I won't see you there. I understand. You're very ambitious. You
have to get caught up on this.
You have a lot of great streams, and I really like this one.
All right, folks. Thank you for being here for this. We will start day 3 tomorrow. Hopefully get through most, if not all of it. We'll just have to time it, have to power through it. Thanks, mods, for being here. Please, everybody in chat, Legal Vices chat is the best chat. You're all part of the Vice Squad now because you're here. 518 of you here, 574 likes. Please hit that like button if you haven't already done so. We are 26 away from the numbers that YouTube really, really likes. So 26 if you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I would appreciate it if you would do that. When we wrap this up, just leave a little comment, say, hey, hi from wherever, or say anything, because YouTube likes the comments. They like the post-stream engagement.
Yes, feed the algorithm gods, please.
Do all of the YouTube-y stuff. And dang, you threw me off my grift there.
I'm sorry.
You broke my concentration.
I broke your concentration.
Anyway, do all the YouTube-y stuff, and I'll yeah. Gosh, can't remember what I was going to say next. All right, like and subscribe. We'll just wrap it up there. The poll today, the like and subscribe poll, is ending with 11% of you saying you liked and subscribed because the Legal Vices chat is the best chat. 15% of you said it would be murderous not to. 23% of you said it's not law and crime, and 51% of you said I'm guilty of loving this channel. Thank you so much for participating in the poll. On the way out, make sure everybody always remembers the most important lesson in life, no matter who you are, where you are, what time it is, what you're doing. Just make sure you enjoy your legal vices. We'll catch you tomorrow. See ya.